Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Monday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. Bob, we have navigated our way all the way here to July. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you here on this Monday.
Well, it's great to talk to you, Beam. Excited to be in here on July. Ready to rock.
Ooh.
Feeling good about life. Excited for everything, man. How was your wonderful final weekend of June?
It was good. Yeah, it was really good, man. Can't really complain about it at all. Had a nice little Friday. Saturday, went down to Round Town. Went to a 1-year-old's birthday party, so that was good.
That's your life now, Beam.
Yeah, that is our life. It was a fun time. It was great. I don't realize how big William is until he gets around other contemporaries his age. I mean, there were a couple of kids there, few kids around that age. I think for everywhere from 3 all the way down to 1. The birthday boy who was celebrating that, Henry, and there was a kid who was there. He was 2 days older than William, and they were all playing with like a water table, Bob, and they have like these little. It's like a long version of beer pong, like with little like water buckets that were like separated, like kind of basically like a cornhole setup, and you throw these big like softballs into it. And there's a kid who was 2 days older than William. It looks basically the same, and he was not having a good time. He got pushed into the water, so he starts crying. His mom's like, "My arm's getting tired." I'm like, "Oh, I'll hold him, I'll hold the kid." And I picked him up, and I'm like, "Boy, they look the same, but William's like 10 pounds more dense than he is."
Oh, yeah.
That was the whole thing that I could think of
Really
like through the
meaty.
weekend. I'm like, dude, he is just so meaty. And you don't realize how big he is until you get around other kids his age.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, that was pretty good on Saturday. So we did that. And then yesterday had a nice little pool day. So that was pretty awesome. One of our friends had a little barbecue grill out. So we went over there yesterday and did that. He spent a couple hours in the pool. Then we were all good, Bob, getting ready for a nice little Monday, buddy. How about you? How was your weekend?
It was nice. I spent the majority of Saturday and Sunday early in Lebanon, Ohio. Beam.
All right.
Yeah, the Warren County Sports Athletic Complex or whatever, with some lacrosse for the boys. My wife was in Indianapolis, so I did not see her from Friday on.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, until yesterday. I was with Kellen. She was with McLean. Our 2 middles, the oldest and youngest, went with my parents down to Lancaster, hung out there with them for the weekend, had a good time. RJ had a swim meet Saturday morning, so my dad came up and got him after that. And, enjoyed it. Had a little dinner on Friday night before we took off to get out of there. And then yesterday, one of our neighbors had a birthday today, so we went over to their house yesterday, and they had like a little blind champagne taste testing with some food. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. And
bubble tasting.
Yeah, it was good. And then we dumped all of, like, if you didn't want to drink it, you would pour it into this, the cup, and we call it the blood of Christ, the common cup there, Beam, and I drank that at the end. It was great. It was a fantastic meritage.
What was better, that or the whiskey that you did that with?
That's a good question. It might be probably the whiskey, because there was the hints of other flavors and stuff in there. Champagne was good, though. Some of some of our friends, like, they have adult children that are in college. I say adult, like in their early 20s.
Yeah, young adults.
Yeah, and none of them, they're like, "Oh, that's going to be gross." I go, and I'm telling you, it'll taste just as good, if not better than the others.
It'll be fine.
And I had them taste like, "Oh, this isn't bad." I'm like, No doubt. It's not like you poured it off a bar mat.
Yeah.
It's just the little bits of champagne that people didn't want. Yeah, was there maybe some other saliva in there? Sure, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It's good for your immune
There's
system.
alcohol in there. It'll kill it. Maybe.
I'm glad you had a good weekend. We got an awesome show lined up for you here this morning. There's a pretty quick way for the NFL to remedy and make back its $10 billion that they're going to lose in the NFL Sunday ticket lawsuit. We'll get into that coming up here in our next segment. Bill Bender, the Sporting News, he's going to join the program coming up here at 6:35. Had his college football playoff predictions that we talked about on Friday, so we'll check in with Bill coming up here at 6:35 about that. The Jackets apparently had a one-word mantra heading into the draft this weekend, and that word was beef. because they drafted some big boys over the weekend. So we'll do the Jackets draft. Busy for them, too. Qualifying offers, not qualifying offers. All kinds of roster movement for the Jackets over the weekend. We'll do that top of the 7 o'clock hour. And then Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda, he's going to join us coming up here at 7:35. And then, of course, we'll round out the program with Joshua Perry at 8:35. Before we get into anything else today, it is Monday, the first day in July 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Roberto, what do you got lined up for us this morning, buddy?
Oh boy, it is Monday, July 1st, 183rd day of the year. 183 days remaining, Beam.
That's right. Right in the middle point.
Absolutely.
At 12 o'clock today, it's Coaster Bob time for the entire year.
Absolutely. So sitting right there. Only on leap years does this happen.
That's right.
Normally you'd always be on one side of the teeter-totter. This year, the scales are balanced on each end. This date, 1963, Battle of Gettysburg is kicking off, Beam. I didn't realize it was right before the 4th like this.
Yeah.
This date, 1870, the Department of Justice, the DOJ, comes into existence. 1903, be one of your favorites, the first Tour de France.
Love the
France.
Tour de France. Was watching that over the weekend. First couple of days, Saturday and Sunday.
First began.
First time they were starting it, I believe, in Italy. First time they're ever not finishing it in Paris because of the Olympics.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
they change up the
Yeah, so
course?
they're going from, I think, Marseille down to Nice, like the last day, which
Okay.
is traditionally different than what they've done for 120. I think this is the 120th running of it. So they're not
I'm
finishing.
sure they had some stops in there. Yeah. So 120.
Yep.
Whatever, 121 years. Yeah, so probably maybe they didn't write in there for COVID or something like that. Maybe during World Wars. Mm-hmm. You said the 100th running or 120th?
120th, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
think they've almost done it every year.
Yeah. Surprising, even during German occupation.
Right.
This day, 1908, the SOS becomes the International Distress Signal. 1931, United Airlines begins service. It was referred to then as Boeing Air Transport. And in 1956, Elvis sings Hound Dog to a hound dog on the Steve Allen Show, Shark. Do you remember that?
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Oh, that's scary.
Crying all the time. No, I don't remember it, Bob. That was before I was born.
Okay, just making sure. You did a good job on your rendition of it. They wanted to keep it PG, so he sang it to the hound dog.
I hope we don't get flagged for my rendition.
It was
sounds
really
a lot
good,
like
Shark. Well, we can play 15 seconds of it. So
They still were allowed to play beds, too.
I saw that.
Because I was listening to, I was getting out of my silo, listening to Rothman and Ice. They were playing some legit song beds.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay,
All the time. This date, 1958, the flooding of the Sea Lawrence Seaway begins, connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes. How about that? 1963, the United States first introduces zip codes.
All right.
So before that, I'm not sure. I'm sure the Postal Service is a lot more complicated than without it. Zip codes cleaning all that up. 1987, WFAN in New York becomes the first all-sports radio station to
Wow.
broadcast.
What year was that?
1987.
Okay.
So what is that, 37 years
Still
ago?
going strong, they are.
Yep. 91, the Warsaw Pact is officially dissolved at meetings in Prague. 2007, smoking is banned in all indoor spaces in England. Kind of the downfall there of them. And then 2009, Michael Jackson holds 9 of the top spots on the Billboard after his death on June 25th. It was the first to sell more than 1 million digital downloads in a week.
Wow.
There you go. Some birthdays here. We have Thomas Green Clemson, founder of Clemson, born on this day, 1807. Estee Lauder, born in 1906. Dan Aykroyd, turning 72 years young today.
I'm station manager Dan Aykroyd. During the past few weeks in Los Angeles, actor Lee Marvin and his former live-in companion Michelle Triola Marvin have been in court to settle her claim that he owes her half his income from the 6 years they lived together. That is the subject of tonight's Point Counterpoint.
People are reluctant to get married these days, and looking at divorce statistics, who can blame them? But the lack of a piece of paper does not necessarily mean the lack of a total commitment. Dan, there's an old saying, behind every successful man, there's a woman. But you wouldn't know about that, Dan, because there's no old saying about what's behind a miserable failure.
Jane, you ignorant slut. If you want a contract, sign on the dotted line. Oh, but let's all shed a tear for poor Michelle Triola. There was only testimony that she had sexual intercourse over 40 times with another man while living with actor Lee Marvin. But I suppose that sort of fashionable promiscuity means nothing to someone like you, Jane, who hops from bed to bed with the frequency of a cheap ham radio. I guess what you and Michelle are saying is that when you're on your backs, the meter is running.
That is a wonderful, wonderful clip, Shark.
Oh, Sharky. Yeah, good job.
That was a good job. That was a good job out of you. Dan Aykroyd, one of the legends.
Funny man.
Funny man. Carl Lewis, 9 Olympic gold medals, 1 Olympic silver medal.
What about a Grammy?
And he may have a Grammy. We're not certain, but he's 63 years old today.
I got this off Sports Center. Charlie Steiner.
Oh, of course. This is the best.
With a comment at the end, yeah.
All right, are we all ready? Here we go. Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag. Uh-oh. I'll make up for it now. Oh, the land of the free. That was Sarge National Anthem. Written by Francis Scott Off-Key.
That is pretty remarkable.
I can
right
see
there.
Charlie Steiner's face just listening to it.
It started out fairly decent.
Yeah, and then he just...
I think he got overconfident and maybe went for it a little bit too much. Liv Tyler, daughter of Steven Tyler, one of the stars of Armageddon, turning 47 today. And Nelson Cruz, turning 44, the 7-time All-Star DH and right fielder. Some passings today. Harriet Beecher Stowe, passing away in 1896. Michael Landon, Bonanza Little House on the Prairie, passing away in 91. And Marlon Brando of The Godfather, passing away in 2004.
We've known each other many years, but I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Even though my wife is godmother to your only child. You never wanted my friendship. You found paradise in America. You had a good trade, made a good living, but you didn't need a friend like me. Now you come to me and you say, Don Corleone, give me justice. But you don't ask with respect. You don't offer friendship. You don't even think to call me godfather. What have I ever done to make you treat me so disrespectfully?
Great little line right there.
It's an all-time performance from him.
It really was. And then Don Coryell, Eric Coryell, passing away on this date, 2010. Some holidays observances. We have America Zoo Day, Canada Day, Creative Ice Cream Flavor Day, Devotion to Duty Day, Early Bird Day, Estee Lauder Day beam for the birthday, International Joke Day, International Reggae Day, Fried Clams Day, Ginger Snap Day, National Poster Workers Day, National Television Heritage Day, U.S. Postal Stamp Day, and Zip Code Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances. For this date, July 1st, the 183rd day of the year, with 183 days remaining in 2024.
Very well done on that, General, as always. By the way, Tour de France on its 111th running. So
okay, so they did miss.
They missed, I think, some during the wars. I think they missed through COVID. And yeah, so I just made that up.
Well, I mean, it's like World War II would have been a pretty precarious situation considering they were occupied for about 5 years.
There's a quick way for the NFL to make back its $10+ billion in lost revenue in their Sunday ticket court case. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, crews are responding to a crash on the west side on I-70 eastbound. Lanes are shut down as you approach the 70-270 split on the west side as crews work to clear up a crash. Crews also working to clear up a crash on the ramp from I-70 westbound to 23 northbound on the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Ready for an amazing deal? BreezeLine's fiber-powered internet starting at $19.99 per month offers the reliability you deserve and security you can trust. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, we've got all your needs covered with speeds up to 1 gig and our 2-year price lock guarantee. This deal gets even better with 2 free months of internet, free equipment, and free Wi-Fi your way to protect against cyber threats. Act now. Terms and conditions apply. Offer expires July 8th, 2024. Learn more at breezeline.com.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
This is Kelly Burris, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We run a lot of ads about our firm, but often we don't discuss the resources Cordell & Cordell has available for men facing divorce. We provide many webinars and town halls on YouTube that contain a wealth of information, including our Men's Divorce podcast. Visit CordellCordell.com/resources for the latest news and to download our guides.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Visit Hollywood Casino Columbus this summer for exciting live sports action. We got the biggest screens around, and ESPN Bet is live in Ohio.
Plus, Penn Play Rewards members can win up to $500 Penn Cash every week. Visit PennPlaySports.com/cover5 today and register for your chance to play and win.
Not a member? Get the Penn Play app today.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is your live sports headquarters.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
America's favorite car show returns to Columbus with a jam-packed weekend of cool cars, cool people, and good times. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all happening July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Cruise on out with your family and friends and check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest classics on display. And don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing action, Nitro Thunderfest, a huge swap meet and vendor midway, live music, family fun, and so much more. It's Ohio's biggest hot rod and party of the summer, and it's all going down July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Get details at goodcashguys.com.
Unlock big savings and add style and security to your home with Schlegs locks from Menards. Whether you're looking for a traditional interior lock or a Wi-Fi compatible electronic lock, Menards has you covered with more than 200 options of Schlegs locks available. Check out all of the options at Menards. #1 in customer satisfaction among home improvement retailers according to J.D. Power. For more information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today, going 78 for the high. Tonight we drop down to the middle 50s, and then on your Tuesday, look for plenty of sunshine, highs near 90. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, Monday edition of the program. Brady V, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up in our next segment around 6:35. Bill Bender with the Sporting News. He's going to join the program. He released his college football playoff predictions last week, so we'll check in with Bill coming up about that again, 6:35. You can also watch us on the YouTube. Amish, nice job just dominating the chat early this morning. Talking all things Canada Day, WFAN, Francis Scott Off-Key. I mean, all kinds of good stuff going on the YouTube chat. You can hop in there. You can watch us, stream us live on the YouTube.
It's remarkable because it's been almost 20 years since Marlon Brando passed, which is crazy to think. Actually, it's been 20 years on the dot, 2004, and he brought that up, which is pretty wild.
I saw the other day the implant that he had to wear to rearrange his jaw that he had to wear during The Godfather.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, like because he wore like a mouth guard. I mean, it's pretty impressive that he was able to like even speak with that in. Like it was just so misshaped. So yeah, 20 years ago, gone. We were talking about this last week, Bob. This had been brewing for a little bit. The NFL Sunday ticket court case that was going on with the NFL.
So the jury found him guilty.
Yep.
Judge still has to rule on whether or not that's an appropriate settlement. They can have appeals. This can go on for a long time, but it's like Albert Breer was talking to us last week. During the appeal, they'd have to escrow like the full amount of the dollars until the appeal was won or lost. I mean, there was just a lot there to it.
So the settlement was for $4.something billion, right? Like 4 point whatever. But I guess with antitrust laws, Bob, that can be
triple the damages.
You can triple.
We're going to triple the points.
Yeah, triple the points, which is crazy to me. I didn't know that existed. So the league is going to have to potentially get ready to pay a check for $14.088 billion. That's a rather large sum of money, even for the NFL. Yeah. I mean, what their league-wide revenue, Bob, is...
It's basically a full year of revenue.
Was it $16 billion, I think, maybe, their revenue? And that's not profit. I mean, that's just straight, like, all dollars earned across the league.
Yep.
So each team is going to have to get ready.
It's like 2 salary caps, essentially, 2 years of salary.
It's $400 and some million that each, like $433 million that all of the teams are going to potentially have to pay.
Yep.
Now, there is a quick way for them. I don't want to call it a get-rich-quick scheme, but there is a quick way for them to be able to make this money, and that would be pushing through in the 2026 season.
They're going to double the cost of it moving forward.
Not that. Or they can just go and put $14 billion on red in the casino, or black, depending on what color you want to roll with there. Maybe you put it on zero, Bob. Get a nice bigger payout on that. There is a quick way for them to remedy it, though, and with everything that we've kind of been talking about over the last couple of months, the NFL going to an 18-game schedule is now...
there's some money.
It is guaranteed to happen now that this court case and they have to pay all this money out.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so guaranteed that we are going to be sitting here in the offseason after the year ends, the NFL calendar, and it's going to be like, well, the NFL is going to go to an 18-game schedule because I don't know what their actual per week revenue is, but it will be monstrous. So that's a quick way for them to earn however many extra billions of dollars that 1 week of games is worth.
That 18th game beam, that is like the change you find in your couch cushions. They're pretty happy about that. They can just pop that bad boy out of there, and that'll solve a lot of those revenue problems. I didn't necessarily think about that initially as an answer, but it appears to be the only right answer for them. I don't know where else. I mean, they have the money to be able to pay it, and everyone's, the owners are super wealthy. Yeah, they are.
Most of them.
Yeah, they're all super wealthy.
Sorry.
Relative.
At least.
Some are super cash rich.
Yes.
Some are maybe more rich in assets and the team value. None of them want to escrow $400 million apiece.
No.
None of them do. And so this is their solution. This is the way for them to find a way to get this done. Now, what's going to be interesting is before with the players, they pushed, and got 17, gave up some concessions and different things. I'm curious to see how this will look in the negotiations with the players now, given the fact being that the players now know that this is their solution to kind of solve this problem.
Yeah, we're the cash cow for you.
Yes.
You guys have done all this stuff in the court, made it impossible for fans to watch if they're out of market. You got to buy all the league-wide games. I can't just watch my favorite team. So your solution is then for us to go out there and play the extra game.
Yep. And so they know that. And so anytime you feel like you know that the leverage is going to be there, you can push a little harder.
So I saw this on Pro Football Talk, and I like Mike Florio when it comes to like sports court cases. I think he does a really good job with it.
He's an attorney.
He is an attorney. And he actually pulled this, Bobby. This is pretty unbelievable that he was able to find this. This press release is dated August 30th of 2000. All right? So this is 24 years ago, basically. And the headline of this press release is NFL to play last Labor Day openers. People want to stretch those last lazy days of summer. That's why the NFL has decided that this Sunday and Monday will be the last time that it opens its season on Labor Day weekend. Beginning with Labor Day 2001, NFL fans will be able to enjoy the unofficial, quote, end of summer at the beach, in the country, or at the barbecue, and then kick off fall with the opening NFL season the weekend after Labor Day. The first NFL Labor Day weekend came in effect in 1937 when the host Pittsburgh Pirates opened the season by defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-14 in front of 8,588 fans on September 5th, Labor Day Sunday. That was the lone NFL game played that weekend. It was also the only NFL Labor Day weekend that did not include a game played on Labor Day Monday, following is an NFL Labor Day weekend history. So then they have all the Labor Day history games there, but it's amazing to be able to look back 24 years ago and say, we're done with Labor Day. And then now fast forward, it's like, we're probably going to take that back on the calendar.
Oh, I don't think they're taking back Labor Day.
No, you think they're going to?
They're going to President's Day.
Okay, so we're just going to push it back a week.
We've had Albert on, and he's talked about that their goal has ultimately been to stretch it. Because everybody has lamented that the Super Bowl is on a Sunday night.
Yep.
And they're like, why don't they push it back to a Saturday? You have the full week off now between anyway.
Yeah.
They used to, depending on how the calendar hits, some years you would have a bye week in between the Super Bowl and championship games. Some weeks you wouldn't. They built in so that you always have it now. And so because of that, you're sitting there a week out of President's Day, but you could push it to Saturday. You have plenty of time. What's the big deal? Well, they like it being on Sunday because they like to control the Monday narrative on television. And so President's Day kind of straddles that where a lot of the country, students are off.
Mm-hmm.
You get to be able to kind of sit back and relax, but then you also still get that Monday morning broadcast dominance. So they're not going to Labor Day. They're going the other way.
They could do whatever they wanted to, really.
And it'll give them like a week between there and the combine. So those guys are just depressed.
The news cycle's never going to end, and those guys are not going to have any time off. How would you feel about that as a player?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter to me because the current players aren't going to be in the combine. But
that's true.
For the guys covering it and like the coaches, it's a lot on the coaches. If you're coaching in the Super Bowl, then you've got to go to the combine the next week. Like, how are you supposed to enjoy that?
Who does Bill Bender have in his inaugural 12-team college football playoff? We're going to chat with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on the west side on I-70 eastbound. Watch for lanes closed in those eastbound lanes of I-70 as you approach 270, again on the west side of town. Also watching a crash on the ramp from 270 westbound to 23 northbound on the north side of town. The crews are working to clear up right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Attention, boating enthusiasts. Bennington Factory demonstration models are at Buckeye Lake Marina. These exclusive demo units are loaded with the features built to dazzle at shows and exhibits. And guess what? They're all brand new with a full warranty. Some have never even touched the water. Hold on to your mooring ropes because we're offering dock-shaking discounts up to $40,000 only at Buckeye Lake Marina. These deals are hotter than the summer sun and won't last long. Visit Buckeye Lake Marina and make your dream boat a reality today. BuckeyeLakeMarina.com, where your adventure begins.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes drinks like Coke and Sprite, Pepsi, and Mountain Dew. And that adds up. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, 2 windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "A talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Bishop and Friends.
If athletes become employees, does unlimited transfer matter? When you hear Saban say all that he said over the last few years about we need an NFL model, this is the control back.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and have you back on the road faster than it takes for your fancy designer half-calf, heavy cream, no whip, mocha latte to get cold. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Dreaming of a wedding band as unique as your love story? Join us at Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, July 26th and 27th. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. We've been helping you craft your love stories for over 77 years. And for 1 weekend only, we're offering 20% off custom designed wedding bands. We guarantee the best price and unparalleled quality. Let our expert jewelers bring your vision to life with a custom creation. The possibilities are endless. Come see us July 26th and 27th at Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Oh, the best of rivals, the best of two leagues. Well, they're going to meet again this summer. MLS versus Liga MX face off in the 2024 MLS All-Star Week. It all starts Sunday, July 21st. And after a weekend of soccer celebrations, MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T will come to Lower.com Field on Tuesday, July 23rd, featuring MLS All-Stars versus Liga MX All-Stars as they show off the best of their skills. The two teams will match up once more at the 2024 MLS All-Star Game presented by Target on Wednesday, July 24th. For more information on tickets and events, visit MLSsoccer.com/all-star. Going to be awesome in a few weeks' time. Center of the MLS world coming back yet again here to Columbus. Right now, heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our good friend of the Sporting News. He is Bill Bender. Bill, happy Monday, buddy. Thanks for the time, as always. Has it hit you yet that we are now officially in the new world in college football? And we got teams in the Big Ten that weren't last year. The Pac-12 is basically dead, Bill. Has it hit you yet?
Yeah, I mean, today officially Oklahoma and Texas joined the SEC. We're getting really close to the meat Day part of the season. Next week, I believe Big 12 gets going, and there's going to be a lot of changes. It's you almost need a guide, right, where you have something next to your couch next to the remote control, and it says, oh, yeah, this team's in this conference, and this team's in this conference, at least for the start of the season.
Yeah, it's interesting. When is the official start date, do you know, for the Pac-12 schools joining the Big Ten?
I think that's coming this month, too. I don't know the exact date, but USC will be at Big Ten Media Day, a 3-day event this year in late July. So, and Oregon, Washington, UCLA as well. I think that's going to be very interesting because that event is one that is definitely dominated by Ohio State and Michigan. They had the biggest media scrum around their huddles. So I'm interested to see what the following is for those 4 schools. I think Oregon in particular with Dan Lanning and his youth and the way that people react to him will be one of those schools I'm interested to see how much of a following they have.
August 2nd is the official date for the former Pac-12 schools now coming over. So we still got a month to go before they officially join the conference, Bill. But that's where we're heading. Are they going to do anything from a conference perspective, like moving media days to not an Indy or perhaps even a Big Ten championship game to make those 4 teams that are out on the West Coast a little bit happier?
I could see that happening in the future, but if you've come into the Big Ten, I think there's an understanding that you're going to travel a lot to that part of the country. It just makes sense. I personally love having Big Ten Media Day in Indy. I like the Big Ten championship game in Indy, not just because it's an easy drive over, but everything's right there. And the stadium's nice. The Big Ten does a great job with that event, with access, and we go from there. I do want to do a couple weeks of summer first before we get to go to Big Ten Media Day. So, but it's going to be an exciting time when that starts.
Is there a matchup in the first week or two that you're looking forward to, more than anything else?
Well, I mean, that first week is pretty loaded. I think Texas A&M Notre Dame's a very intriguing game because Notre Dame's going down there. Tough place to play. EA Sports says it's the toughest place to play in college football. Don't know if I agree with that, but with Mike Elko there, and Texas A&M is going to have talent. Will Riley Leonard be the quarterback for Notre Dame? How will he look? He had a couple ankle surgeries over the offseason, and that Notre Dame defense brought in some transfers. So I know Clemson and Georgia play, and USC and LSU play. But for some reason, I think that Texas A&M Notre Dame game is really intriguing to me.
He is Bill Benner, the Sporting News, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Bill, last week we were talking about it on Friday's show. You released your college football playoff predictions for this year. Coming in at number 12, Memphis, the Group of 5 team getting in. And your matchups will play number 5, Texas. And then you have Clemson, Bama in the 9-8 matchup, Ole Miss and Oregon in the 10-7, and then Michigan and Notre Dame in the 11-6. Would it surprise you, Bill, if the Big Ten ended up getting 4 teams in and the SEC as well got 4 in?
No, it wouldn't. So we have Clemson in there, but it wouldn't surprise me if you put Penn State in that spot, and then 2/3 of the playoff is the Big Ten and the SEC. I don't think it's a reach to say that they're going to get most of the at-large bids, no question. And I think Penn State, we left them out. I could see them taking that spot from Michigan, and we left out Tennessee, who I think could take that spot from Ole Miss. I'm really high on Tennessee. I like that quarterback. I like their defense a little bit better with James Pierce, and I like their schedule. So there's some teams we have left out. And, when we get into November on these early morning calls, we're going to be talking about, and Bobby and I talked about this last week, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. So I could see in November, if Ohio State takes care of its business, from a national media perspective, we're not going to talk about it much because we know they're going to be in the playoffs.
In this world, in your world, Bill, that you just released your college football playoff predictions, and Penn State is not in the 12-teamer, what's the smoke around James Franklin if he doesn't get him in the playoff?
Well, that would mean that they lose more top 10 showdowns. And I still think he's done a great job with that program, but at some point you have to break through. And with Michigan no longer on the schedule And by all standards, if you look, we talked about those Big Ten schedules last week, not the toughest schedule. So I think the seat would get a little bit hot, or they'd start, you'd have Penn State fans thinking, if they haven't already, I mean, who else out there could take this roster to the next level? I do think they're part of that first tier in the Big Ten with Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan. Then I'd put Penn State there. And I think there's a gap between them, and then you get to the second tier. But you got to go out and win some of the big games.
Bill, did we have lacrosse this weekend?
Yeah, we were down in Cincinnati all weekend. I thought I didn't know if you were down at that complex in Mason. I was looking for you, but the boys had a great weekend. 256 went 6-0.
Nice.
It was fun. They played very well together. The best part for me, Bobby, is some of these kids. I had a chance to coach as they were coming up, and you see them start to develop as really good lacrosse players. So any small hand that I was able to have in that, it's so good to see them have success.
So we were in Lebanon, actually, so not terribly far from you, but down there on Saturday and Sunday. My wife was in Indianapolis, so really kind of scattering about the whole western part of the state all the way over to Indianapolis as well. What do we got working on here through the month of July? I know this is kind of the final big push as we're in 4th of July week for off-season content prior to late July, this thing getting started off for camp.
Well, yeah, we have our bowl projections out, and I was surprised at how many people actually clicked on those for this early before we get toward the season. So I was happy about that. We'll have our preseason All-American team out in the next few weeks, our predictions for the conference, and I am peeling over doing some projects for the Olympics, which are coming up really soon as well. I don't know about you guys, it might be a hot take, but I love the Summer Olympics over the Winter Olympics. Some people like it the other way around, but I'm really excited for those.
Oh, I'm watching all the qualifying you can get. Track and field, gymnastics, like everything every second of it, Bill, that I can get in. I'm with you on that. Are we sending you to Paris, Bill? Will you be our Paris reporter on the grounds?
No, unfortunately, no. Because someday I'd love to do a trip there with my wife instead of covering sporting events. But we're going to have to get through a few more lacrosse seasons first, I have a feeling.
Do you have a favorite event, Bill, that you're watching during the Olympics, like whether it's track and field or gymnastics? What is it?
Oh, the 100 and 200. No question. I ran track many years in high school. And, to see some of our Central Ohio we qualified for the 200. That was awesome. So seeing some of those Central Ohio standouts being in the qualifiers is a really cool thing. I still remember the 400 too, Butch Reynolds, former Ohio State guy. I always liked him growing up, watching him in the 1988 Olympics.
Bill, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on here with us this morning. Have a great, safe 4th of July, buddy, and we'll check in again next Monday, all right?
Same to you guys. Thanks so much.
There he goes, Bill Bender, the sporting news with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline. Speaking of the Olympics, our gymnastics team is looking to do something that no country has ever done before. That and Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Monday to you. We are still watching crews clear up a crash on the west side of town. This is on I-70 eastbound, just beyond Hilliard Rome Road. Expect slow-moving traffic coming in from the west side on I-70 eastbound. Also watching a crash on the north side of town. This is on the ramp from 270 westbound to 23 northbound, again on the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Swimming is a great way to exercise and spend time with family and friends. Always swim with a buddy, keep an eye on children, and be prepared in an emergency if there is no lifeguard on duty. The next time you go to the pool, be water smart and know where the safety equipment is located. Complete the Ohio Department of Health Safety Equipment Scavenger Hunt and learn more about pool safety at odh.ohio.gov/swim. Have a safe swim.
It's the symphonic rock experience everyone's talking about. The Columbus Symphony Orchestra performs Windborne's The Music of Led Zeppelin, featuring conductor Brent Havens, a full rock band, and vocalist Randy Jackson. The hits of Led Zeppelin performed as you've never heard them before. Saturday, July 6th, the Columbus Commons. Get tickets now at picnicwiththepops.com. Full details at windbornemusic.com. Presented by Nationwide Picnic with the Pops.
This is Ice-T, repping Raising Cane's Iced Tea, the official iced tea of iced tea. Brewed throughout the day and perfectly poured over Cane's signature crush ice makes Cane's Iced Tea the only iced tea as fresh as me. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
The Beat the Heat fan campaign is underway. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin, Madison, or Marion County fire station. The Fan 10 TV Beat the Heat fan campaign is sponsored by Newman Roofing. The Fan is your home for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we're not. You can't say that. Take two.
The Fan is your home of the Buckeyes. Yes, that's right. Same thing, but more playoff success. Now give Big Voice Guy another brandy. Thank you. The Fan.
There's a place where mishaps don't mean missing out. Welcome to AAA's The Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day. Where a flat tire doesn't have to deflate your mood. Where being locked out doesn't mean you'll be out of luck for long. And where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party.
Looks like you're all set here. Have a good rest of the day.
Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, you're covered with the gold standard in roadside assistance, whenever and wherever you need it. Tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap, click, or call away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further, anywhere within 100 miles. Become a AAA Plus member today and experience the peace of mind that comes when you live on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply. Service is only available from AAA and CAA in North America.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Ooh, what a dinger.
Man, I miss our days playing ball. But ever since I turned 40, just thinking about taking a lap around the bases makes me tired.
You ever think lower testosterone is the issue?
What are you saying?
After 40, the body has less testosterone, impacting your drive. That's why guys like me take Nugenix Total T, to keep their energy up.
Nugenix really works for you?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I feel great. Getting up early for workouts. I'm focused, energized, getting things done at work, in the gym. I even feel more passionate in my relationship.
How do I give Nugenix a try?
Send them a text for a complimentary bottle.
Text CASH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 321-321. That's CASH to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for plenty of sunshine, high 78. Tonight, look for a low of 56. And then on your Tuesday, look for a lot of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s. Look for the return of showers and storms by the middle of the week. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky.
Yes, Brandon.
Happy Monday to you. I know it's your favorite day of the week.
Don't know the last time I called you Brandon.
I don't know if you've ever referred to me as
probably since the last time you called me Mark.
Never. I don't think so.
Columbus, Ohio-born Simone Biles, all 4 feet 8 inches of her, is headed to Paris for her 3rd Summer Olympics. She won the women's gymnastics all-around program last night at the U.S. Trials in Minneapolis. It is a bit of a comeback for Biles, who won gold in the all-around at the 2016 Olympics, but then was overcome with anxiety at the 2020 games, which were actually held in 2021. But Bob, Simone Biles, now 27 years old. That's kind of ancient in the gymnastics world.
Yeah, minus the kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, she is by far the oldest U.S. Olympic gymnast that we've had in quite some time, I feel like. Is she expected to
Yes.
win everything again?
Yes.
I watched some of the qualifying. I don't know, this weekend, maybe earlier this week. I watched a little bit of the track and field. She still looked really good. I didn't know if she was still the favorite in the all-around or not.
Yeah, she's a big-time favorite.
Oh, there we go. Good for her.
So I was watching the broadcast last night because I think last night was the final in the all-arounds, so they did all of her routine. She actually slipped off the balance beam a little bit during her routine, but it didn't matter. She had such a big lead. And then they go to the floor routine. I think that's her specialty. I think the floor is like her number one routine that she does. I don't know how high she jumps off the ground.
Well, they did that on her vault of how high, like her versus like everyone else. She's like 2 feet higher.
It's remarkable how high she gets up there, and I mean it's mesmerizing the stuff that she can do. So with her and Suni Lee qualifying for the Olympics for our team, we are the first ever Olympic team to send different all-around gold medal champions to another Olympics. So like two on the same team. Suni won it in 2021. Simone won it in 2016. So we're the first team to ever do that. Obviously, because you turn 27 and you're a gymnast, like
what's great
a long
about
way
our country?
to be.
They say ageism is alive and well. Both of those girls coming back, champions, gold medalists battling against each other. Little bit probably on the senior tour of women's gymnastics. And then we have two fine old gentlemen that are running for president doing a tremendous job debating each other. I mean, guys, we're really in the sweet spot of life right now.
Bob, I know you're a proponent of age limits on presidential candidates. Are you a proponent of age limits on gymnastics candidates?
Oh, you can keep doing it. Most women, you just physically can't. Like, it's so hard on your body that as you get older, you can't do it anymore.
I mean, some of the stuff that they're doing is just, it's remarkable. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're done with qualifying or if they do the individual events or maybe the men go.
Yes, they do the individual events yet.
Okay, so they haven't done those yet?
No.
Yeah, I'll be watching. Again, I'm like watching every second I can of U.S. qualifying. It's been awesome.
JB Bickerstaff is heading north. He went 99-65 over the past 2 seasons as head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Took the team to a playoff series win over Orlando a couple of months ago, but then lost to Boston in round 2 and was abruptly fired. Meanwhile, up in Detroit, Monty Williams signed a 6-year, $78.5 million contract last summer to coach the Pistons, led them to the worst record in the NBA, and was abruptly fired.
Well,
position them to get the top lottery pick is what you meant.
Yeah. Anyway, now Bickerstaff is getting a 4-year contract to go up to Detroit and try to turn the Pistons around. So, Beamer, you have one fired coach replacing another fired coach.
We're just talking about American dreams, right? I mean, being old, being able to do what you want to do, getting fired, getting all kinds of money to be bought out. I mean, pretty solid stuff. Yeah, Sharky, I mean, how do you feel? JB Bickerstaff going up to Cleveland. We didn't really talk that much about Kenny Atkinson either last week, the Cavs' new coach. I mean, So your thoughts as we get now into kind of NFL or NBA free agency and where the Cavs stand, and your guy JB heading up to Detroit.
Well, Kenny went, I think, 111 and 190 so far in his head coaching career, and they fired a guy who just, like I said, took him to a 99-65 record over the last 2 seasons and got better every single year. I don't feel good about it at all. I thought he got jobbed in Cleveland. And, the grass is always greener on the other side. And then you go out and you get Kenny Atkinson, who's been a complete failure. So,
but that's who LeBron wanted. He just opted out.
LeBron's not in Cleveland anymore, Bob.
He just opted out.
The memes were great.
He's coming back.
He's not coming back. He's taking a pay cut.
They're trading for Bronny.
Not going to happen.
Saw just great stuff online when Bronny was drafted by the Cavs. It's like, all right, Lakers got their coach and JJ Redick because LeBron wanted him. They drafted Bronny because LeBron wanted him. It would be amazing if he just did another Sports Illustrated article. Cleveland, I'm coming home. It's like that.
You mean Bronny or LeBron?
LeBron. Yeah, LeBron. We're going to leave all that out there in Los Angeles, and then I'm going to go join like Paul George and Joel Embiid over in Philadelphia or something.
Once upon a time, right up through last year, Home Run Derby during the All-Star break was based on the clock. How many dingers could you hit in a certain amount of time? The pace was too frantic for the players, so they have changed some of the things for this week or next week's Home Run Derby during the All-Star break. Now it's based on pitches and time. So in the first round, all 8 contestants will get a maximum of 40 pitches in a time limit of 3 minutes. 4 players advance and get 3 more minutes and a maximum of 40 pitches. And then in the finals, you get 2 minutes or a maximum of 27 pitches. Bob, it all adds up to a big who cares.
Believe me, when you said all that, Shark, I started falling asleep.
My eyes
glazed over. Just throw the ball, hit it far. However many times you can do it.
It's not that difficult, is it?
I mean, what are we talking about? You think I care about time limit? They set some reasonable boundaries on it. Give the guys some steroids and let them hit the ball as far as they can.
What did they do last year, Shark? I'm sure you read it there. I wasn't really paying attention to you. It was just straight time, wasn't it? There was no like pitch count.
Yeah,
correct?
but you would get 10 outs.
Okay.
And
so they're done with the outs now?
Yeah, so you get 3 minutes, however many swings you can get in 3 minutes.
40 max.
Only a maximum of 40.
Yeah, last year I thought it was really good entertainment. Like I watched the Home Run Derby last year, which was the first time I had done that.
Who won?
I don't know, but I know that was it the kid from the Mariners? Because wasn't it out in Seattle last year?
I don't remember.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. I know that
watch
Adley Rutschman in the first round hit like 60. It wasn't 60 home runs, but he hit a lot, and his dad was throwing batting practice to him. So I think it worked out well for them last year. But yeah, I guess we're going to go ahead and change that because Rob Manfred says so, and he's the best commissioner in all of sports
ever.
Yeah. Oh, the Manfred man, Shark. That's your favorite. The Jackets apparently had a one-word mantra heading into the draft this weekend, and that word was beef. We'll do that in the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching crews clear up a crash on the west side this morning. This is on I-70 eastbound. Right as you're approaching the 70-270 split, expect delays in those eastbound lanes as crews work to clear up a crash from earlier this morning. Also watching crews clear up a crash on the north side of town. This is on the Ram from 270 westbound to 23 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Erectile dysfunction is a destroyer of your confidence, of your joy and intimacy, and often it can even harm your relationship. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leading men's sexual health practice in our area for treating erectile dysfunction, and I want you to know today that if you're like most men, you can be free of ED and all the impacts it has on your life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're your local provider for dealing with men's sexual health issues. Our expert medical teams are focused on treating ED, and we have highly effective treatment plans with some protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. We can even combine treatments for greater efficacy, all of which means it's very likely you'll be having great sex again within just a day or two of your first appointment. You might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark Red. Second baseman Jonathan India has had at least one double in each of his last 8 games. He doubled in the third inning at St. Louis yesterday, but Cincinnati managed just one other hit in the game and fell to the Cardinals 2-0. In Kansas City, Seth Lugo improved to 11-2 on the season after shutting out the Guardians for 6 innings with 10 strikeouts. The Royals wound up winning 6-2. Salvador Perez hit a 2-run homer for KC. In the NBA, free agent Paul George is leaving the Clippers to sign a 4-year, $212 million contract with Philadelphia. Meanwhile, James Harden is staying with the Clippers on a 2-year contract. Also, Chris Paul has been waived by Golden State and will sign a 1-year deal with the Spurs. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, a no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with the results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Monday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark coming up here. 7:35. Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to join the program. Busy weekend for the Jackets. We'll talk about them here in a few minutes. And Jeff's going to join us at 7:35. Back from Vegas in the Sphere. We'll ask him how it was being over there in Las Vegas for the draft. So he's coming up at 7:35. And then, as always, Joshua Perry. He's going to round out the program for us at 8:35, as he does every single Monday.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Once great friends, now old rivals, met again on Saturday evening up at Gillette Stadium in New England, Bob. Crew visited Caleb Porter. Just smoked him. 5-1. Crew. Cucho, hat trick.
They're back. They're ready to go.
Oh, he's just
fully recovered from their Mexican sickness,
debacle,
diseases, the debacle down there.
Yep. I mean, they're
back and ready to rock.
They're unbelievable right now with what they've done, and it was looking a little bit dire for them a couple of weeks ago. Like they weren't really doing anything. Cucho didn't score a hat trick, by the way. That was the last game against Sporting Kansas City, but they did put up 5 goals, 5-1 in that game. Remarkable what they're doing. They have an interesting week coming up here because they're at home against Nashville Wednesday at 6:30. The 4th of July is on Thursday. Red, White, and Boom is downtown on Wednesday as well. So if you're planning on going to the Crew game...
Wait, hold on. What day would you say that was?
Wednesday.
The same day?
Yeah. 6:30 kickoff against Nashville.
That sounds like a
That's going to be a war zone down there.
Who playing that?
Dong Arbor.
That is not a great scenario.
That's going to be a rough one.
I mean, I guess you could go to that and then just kind of pop
just
out.
Hang out.
Well, yeah, you're not getting out of there.
No, no way.
And it's supposed to storm.
You're not getting in there. How are you getting down there?
There's a lot of great questions, Beam. That's going to be a disaster.
Is it supposed to storm? I haven't looked at the weather this week.
Yeah.
What's it supposed to be?
Isn't it
like
supposed
bad?
to storm, Shark, on Wednesday night?
Is it supposed to be bad this week?
Shark doesn't know. He's confused.
All right, going to 10tv.com.
Shark beat Medicaid.
10tv.com/10-day. Today's going to be 78 degrees. This is a beautiful one. I walked out of the door this morning.
Yeah, yesterday and today are nice.
Tomorrow, high at 88 degrees. Then on Wednesday, high at 93, afternoon storms. 40% chance of storms.
All right, 60% chance of awesome.
60% chance of awesome. Now, Thursday for the 4th of July, 70% chance of thunderstorms.
I don't like that at all.
No, nobody likes that. That's awful.
Is that in the morning?
I don't know. It doesn't say here.
That's awful, Beam. We need better news for the folks.
What do you got planned for the 4th? Anything big?
Oh, Arlington's huge in that. We got Tilden Party.
Right.
Party will swing over too.
When we used to live on Northwest, Bob, we'd try to leave and go somewhere that day. Like, we lived right on the corner of...
We used to always take vacations then.
He's smart.
Then we started coming back. So our kids, like, they want to go see their friends and hang out and do all that.
We lived on the corner of Northwest and Waltham.
Chance of rain, 80%.
Oh, that's not good. Does it say what time the thunderstorms and rain, or is it an all-day affair?
It's not really delineating that, so I'm guessing they're going to be most of the day. Hopefully that changes.
We used to, like I said, we lived on the corner, the intersection of death, we used to call it, the corner of Waltham and Northwest.
Yeah.
That was a crazy intersection to live by. Cops were there all the time, hear car crashes outside. And we'd always try to go somewhere on the 4th, or if we had to, like, go to the grocery or something like that, and we would, you can't get out of the garage that we parked in, because that would go directly to Northwest. So for the parade, that was screwed. So I'd park my car, I'd parallel right there on Waltham, and I would put out cones or, trash cans, something to try to protect my spot if I knew that we were coming right back. Every time that I did it, we lived there for 3, maybe 4 years. Every time I tried to do it, somebody moved the trash cans or moved the cone and just parked there themselves.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I live here.
It's a public spot, man.
And I know that, but I live there.
It's not a public street.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you have the spot in the back, but you couldn't get off there and turn on Northwest.
I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out. People start setting their chairs. Are their chairs set up?
Oh, Reese was talking about it. My son goes, let's just pick them up. If people are going to leave them out overnight.
Well, they're public chairs.
I go, my question is, Mike, are those the people that live there or are those other people? I've always found it ironic because the parade's a huge deal. And Reese was talking about it with Bo. I mean, it's literally, people do that like mid-June.
Come on.
I'm not kidding you. There's been chairs out for at least 10 days.
No, there's.
Yes,
are you serious?
At least 10 days. We used to live right over by it because we lived on Andover, so not far away.
So you were right down the road then.
And so we're not terribly far now, but we don't have it like
you
in
guys
front
are
of us.
Further away. It's not coming right down your street.
We're out of the strike zone, which I like. I'd prefer to be where I'm at. That way I can get to it if I need to, but I don't have to be there. Whereas at Andover,
what's the point of setting up a week early?
To get the premier spots. The premier spots, Beam.
For what? It's all the same route.
Yeah, but if it's right by your house or close to where you walk, or I don't know, maybe you've been sitting on that same corner for 50 years.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. I don't see the pro in doing that. I don't see the pro in setting up your chairs a week early.
I'm just amazed that they never get taken. I'm sure some of them do.
Well, it's like taking a chair, like if you go down to the Masters. You go and you set up your chair for the day, and then you come back and nobody will touch them. So it's like we're just reserving your seating.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Masters, I think there's an expectation, though, because that's not somebody else's, like, yard. It's there for the viewing.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious. Like, they set these up on the, on the street side of the sidewalk in that little grass spot. But I'm like, if this isn't your home, and people, like, rope it off, they'll get the ropes and put them there as well. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I love the 4th of July as much as anybody. I'm not a big parade guy anymore. Since they stopped throwing candy at parades, what is the point of going there? Like, you're watching people run through, throw the candy. And I understand because people...
Why did they get rid of the candy?
His kids have run out and got hit by the floats. Exactly. I mean, listen, I'm all sympathetic to that. Get your kids on a leash then, folks. And by the way, can we have people throwing candy that throw it far enough away that it's not underneath?
That's right. Blame it on the people throwing the candy. Don't throw it in the road.
There's plenty of blame to go around, okay, with this. But instead of saying, hey, this is the problem that I have with society now. Instead of saying, hey, we're going to force people to act a certain way and raise expectations, we just lower them and say,
no candy for anybody.
We can't have nice things, so we're just going to take it away. Because someone lets their kid get hit by a parade float. Watch your kid, okay? And then if you're throwing the candy, make sure you throw it off the road. I mean, let's be real. Like, those are the two solutions, and they're not that difficult.
I always thought that parents who had their kids on a leash were crazy. I get it now. I kind of understand the kid on a leash.
He's in the
wandering phase.
His mobility far exceeds his capacity to understand situations.
Yeah. So yesterday, like, we were in the pool and like we had him running around, but I would be wherever he was at by that pool.
Yeah,
like,
no, you just want to let him run.
Yeah.
He'll just run right into the water.
He will.
Because he doesn't understand that he can't swim.
No, yeah.
But it looks great and he can run. He's pretty quick.
It looks awesome. Dad's going to catch me.
Yeah.
Ella said on Twitter, I said a week early for chairs in UA. LOL. There were chairs out in late May. Come on.
That's what I've said.
May.
It's been at least since mid-June. They've been up for at least 2 weeks, maybe a third. And if they're claiming late May, like last day of school, boom, put the chairs out.
I'd like to psychoanalyze that behavior.
They've been sitting there. So my point is, like, here's the thing. You mow your own grass. So you take them up, then mow, and then put them back. I mean, that's what I said. It better be your yard.
It's got to be your yard. You can't do that to someone else's yard. Unless it's a neighbor you don't like, then you go poach their spot. That would be pretty good.
Yes. I mean, my son's out flagging yards right now. This is his big deal.
What's he flagging for?
He puts the American flags.
Okay.
He provides a service beam. I thought
it was like the 1-900 dig. Like
no,
he doesn't. White flags out for the city.
He doesn't care that much about the folks. We're out there, but we care about America. And so I think for $10, I forget, maybe, I don't know what the charge is. I have to look. He does it for free for me. Said, if you're going to flag yards, we can be your model home. But he goes out and flags them, and for a nominal fee, you can get flags like every 3 feet. They alternate between small and large ones.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Puts them in, takes them out. You have options of.
Are we recycling the flags from last year, or are these new purchases?
Oh, no. Well, you had to buy more because he's gotten more clients. But I said, I guess the great thing about America, you get to resell the same thing over and over again. Now, you're going to have some shrinkage. Some people might steal the flags, unfortunately. I mean, who would do that? Stealing an American flag. Some of them get broke. But yeah, you get to go out there, flag the yards. People have, get their patriotic feelings up. I mean, you feel good about that.
Of course you do. That's great, man. He's always been a philanthropic.
Oh, he is. He's got a number of. He has a snow cone machine, so he's got a number of parties scheduled where he's going and doing his services, and renting his services for an hour.
Is this Colin? Is this your middle child?
Oh, yeah. It's my dad.
He's always been very business savvy.
Oh, very entrepreneurial. But yeah, he's got it set up, and I'm like, that's tremendous, man. He's done a good job.
Does he have an LLC yet?
I don't know if you can get one when you're.
You can start one for him and then just have him run the company.
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, he's doing a good job with all that. So he's got that going on. That's exciting for him, Beam. Other big news, we're going to have Jack Sawyer on 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
So the 3rd.
The 3rd. Trying to find a good day this week. His dog's actually getting neutered today. So
it's a tough day.
It is tough for the dog.
Got to wear the cone of shame. Theo hated that.
Yes. Don't like that. But yeah, so he's going to come on Wednesday.
All right.
Some of the guys are getting out of town. He's a local dude just hanging out at Buckeye Lakes. We can talk to him about what's going on, summer workouts, what he's got planned, what he does, if he's part of the golf circuit in the off season. All these
softball circuit.
All these guys have their little sports circuits that they play with each other now. So that'll be fun. And then I also learned, Beam, you want to learn something new every day?
Yeah.
In the update, I found out that Chris Paul played and then is also getting bought out by the Warriors now.
Yeah, it was news.
I didn't even know he was there to get bought out.
He's going to the Spurs now. Play with Wemby.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's where he's going. Paul George is joining up with Joel Embiid in Philadelphia.
Is he going out there? That's happening?
Yeah, and then what, Sharky? The Clippers re-signed James Harden, correct?
What?
Yes, 2 years, $70 million. Paul George is getting 4 years, $212 million, and he's going to be 38 when the contract ends. And he's been hurt every year with the Clippers.
Good for him.
I mean,
so he's well rested.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, man, if you can get it, good job. So the Jackets made a lot of moves this weekend. If you're watching the draft on Friday, Caden Lindstrom was our number 1 pick at number 4 overall. They had a theme this weekend, the Jackets did. Caden Lindstrom's 6'4", 215 pounds. He's a center. The trend continued on Saturday when the Jackets drafted 4 defensemen, 6'2", 6'4", 6'4", and 6'7". They just
6'7"?
They just went straight beef.
There's like what's his name from Boston?
Oh, Zdeno Chara.
Yeah, Charo.
Yeah. So the Jackets just went straight beef and girth this weekend. And then they made some moves over the weekend as well. Adam Boquist was placed on waivers, which is kind of a surprising move. Again, we'll check in with Jackets Insider.
He wasn't drafted by this organization. Like, these aren't their decisions.
Totally. So it's going to be a way different opening night roster. We'll check in with Jackets Insider Jeff Svoboda coming up at 7:35. Talk a little more CBJ. So Boquist was placed on waivers. Restricted free agents Jake Bean and Alex Nylander were not extended qualifying offers. Alexander Texier was traded to the St. Louis Blues, and Carson Meyer and Nick Blankenberg as well are gone. So, there's a lot of movement happening with this organization. And I don't know if that was not impressing at the end of the year for our new general manager. or what was going on, but it's very apparent that he wants his guys in place now. Like, he wants an entirely different roster.
And this is why, like, you need to have alignment between your coach and GM of what type of team you want to have and how you're going to play. Because this obviously is a stark deviation from what they had. Obviously, Texier very fast, can skate around. They want size. They want guys that can go in and bang and have beef. So you better make sure that everybody's in the same alignment of how you want to play.
Yeah, so Jake Bean, Alex Nylander didn't receive qualifying offers. Carson Meyer, Nick Blankenberg, they're out. Boquist was put on waivers, and Tex was traded to St. Louis. So there was a lot of happening other than the Jackets drafting beef. Again, we'll check in with Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda coming up at 7:35. Talk all things CBJ with him. Where do the Buckeyes rank in the new EA Sports College football game? We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, the left shoulder is still blocked off on I-70 eastbound just beyond Hilliard Rome Road on the west side because of a crash from earlier this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Need Inspire, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you have to stop but don't really want to, stop at BP. Because BP has everything you need to keep it going. Fuel to keep the adventures going. The BP Me app to keep the savings and the commutes going. Snacks and drinks to keep the crew going. And the BP Me Rewards Visa to keep the rewards going and going and going. A stop at BP isn't a stop at all. Keep it going.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic, Hidden Valley Ranch, or new smoky barbecue. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Tires worn down from all the summer driving? Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus this month and save $160 on select sets of 4 Continental tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. Offer ends July 31st. See store for details.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
America's favorite car show returns to Ohio for the biggest hot rodding event of the year. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing Nationals. And it's all taking place July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Check out thousands of chrome and candied hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the huge swap meet and vendor midway and see which rides take home the crown of the Good Guys 2024 Classic Instrument Street Rod and PPG Street Machine of the Year. It's all happening July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center, and you don't want to miss it. Get complete details at good-guides.com.
Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend is back. Shop buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special offers on diamond engagement rings. Visit us at Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, Friday, July 26th and Saturday, July 27th on Sawmill Road.
Red Hot savings at Logan Services. Save up to $2,700 off a train system and pick one freebie to keep your home extra comfy. Book your free estimate now. Fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today, going 78 for the high. Tonight we drop down to the middle 50s, and then on your Tuesday, look for plenty of sunshine, highs near 90. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark, Monday edition of the program. Bob, why don't you give the listeners a number to aim for here?
We're going to go with caller number 4 because at 4 o'clock this morning, our smoke detectors went off.
Oh, no. We'll get into that in a second. Caller number 4 right now, 614-821-9710. That's the phone number. If you call in and you are a lucky caller, number 4, you're also going to receive a family 4-pack of tickets to the Good Guys 26 Summit Racing Nationals, July 12th to the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. You can check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest hot rods, muscle trucks, trick trucks, customs, and more on display. Experience Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing Series all weekend long as well. Passes are good for one of the days. For more information, you can visit good-guys.com/GGN. Caller number 4 right now, 614-821-9710. That's the number. Get into Sharky. You'll be walking away with a 4-pack of tickets to that. What was going on with the fire alarms?
They just went off. So one downstairs went off, and then the rest of them subsequently did. It woke me up.
As it should.
Yep. All the kids got up. Court ran downstairs. I couldn't smell any smoke, so minimal worry for me. I was just going to try.
Smoking is going to save lives.
I was just going to try to power through and sleep through the fire alarm, which I've had to do before. There were times, I want to say in like training, I think in training camp or when I was at Ohio State or one of the teams where the fire alarm like went off, and maybe it was before a game, training. I forget, but it was. I remember we had to get up early the next day. I'm like, you were
in the hotel.
Yeah, I'm just sleeping through this.
Yeah, they're not going to know if I'm in here or not.
As if it's.
They could find my charred remains.
Well, oh my God, I'm on like the second floor. I can jump out if necessary, and I'll smell the smoke if it gets that bad. I know people are going to sit here and be like, "That's a terrible." No, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. I don't want to be inconvenienced. I'm going to lay in my bed. I'm going to enjoy it. I can sleep through that. The worst part is that stupid flashing light they have there if you're deaf. That's like the greatest gift you can get. You don't have to hear them. You know, on the smoke. Then they have the flashing light to then wake you up.
Mm-hmm. The strobe light.
So I had to put the pillow. I had to pull the blankets over my face. I was like, I could manage to sleep through the noise because I've conditioned myself to it. With
but the strobe light.
That strobe was bright, so I had to like pull the blankets over my face.
Is there any fix? I mean, what happened? Was there a remedy to the situation?
Yeah, it stopped, and I went to sleep. Everybody else ran outside. I did not. They're like pounding on my door.
No, I was saying this morning.
Oh, yeah, it stopped.
Just went off for no reason?
Yeah.
Sounds like you need some new fire detectors.
I don't know. I'd like to take them all out. I know that people would shame. People would shame. Why can't I do it? Because it's my house.
Well, yeah, it's America, Bob. You're right.
Yeah, you need to have the code to put these smoke detectors in your house. If I want to die in a fire in my house, I have the right to do that.
Yeah, but what about your family?
Well, they don't have to live there, and they can figure out their own solution. I don't want these things going off. It's terrible.
Minor inconvenience is just throw the safety of your family to the whim. Who cares? Live down the street. I'm going to live in this house without fire alarms.
Had a fire alarm go off for an actual fire in my house.
That'll be the last time you say that.
And it probably will be the last. And that's okay.
You can just take the batteries out of them, can't you?
Well, I used to do that.
Yeah.
Now they're all hardwired in and crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ours are still batteries.
Yeah, if you ever do...
You guys just redid basically your
If
whole
you
house.
ever have renovations, they have to all be hardwired in. So that's far more difficult to go through there and then undo all that.
What if you lose electricity in a fire? Are they still going off if they're hardwired in? A battery
They have the
backup?
battery backups.
Okay.
So they're backed up for battery dying with the hardwire. So then they just beep. That's the other thing that's the worst.
when the first...
When they beep, trying to figure out which one it is.
Terrible.
Triangulating that.
Terrible.
Oh, do we have a 9-volt battery? No, we don't. It's in the middle of the night. I just have to listen to that thing chirp.
Ours went off. We had a rough first 6 weeks when we moved into our house. Our basement flooded 2 weeks into moving in.
That's more likely to happen than a fire.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then at 3:30 in the morning.
Where's the flood detectors at?
3:30 in the morning, it started beeping, and we weren't used to our house noises yet. I'm like, what is that thing? And we had a security system in there which we would arm, and now that we have Theo, we don't really do that anymore.
He is your security.
He is our security. Well, we would hope that he'd be our security and not just run away. And this thing started beeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And then trying to locate which detector it is off.
In the middle of the night when you're exhausted, it is not a fun situation, Beam.
Trying to pop the face off of it too. Yeah. I can't even. I can't even get it open.
Yeah, it's awful. Nobody enjoys it.
So,
but the good news was it went off, and it was 4. I'm like, all right, I can go back to sleep for half an hour. Mm-hmm. Felt good about that.
So you did. You were able to get back to sleep.
Oh, I never got out of bed.
Good for you. Let's let Court Dog fix all of it.
She went down and it fixed itself. Why did it go off? Who knows?
So last week we were talking about the offensive and defensive ratings for the new EA Sports college football game. Again, top 5 offenses. Georgia 1, Oregon 2, Bama 3, Texas 4, Ohio State number 5. That's for offenses. Defense, Buckeyes are number 1 at a 96 overall. Now the overall team power rankings come in. Buckeyes rank at number 2. Georgia is number 1 at a 95 overall in this game. I just have a question about how math works. I'm not a mathematician. That is my wife.
Did you ask her about this?
I didn't. I haven't asked her about it, but I should. Georgia has the number 1 offense at a 94 overall. Okay.
Yep.
Georgia has the number 2 defense at a 94 overall. How is their total team ranked a 95? How is it above the ranking? How it is above a 94? What's the average on that? It doesn't make sense.
Mark Emmert said that's what they're going to do. The Council of Cardinals declared it to be so. I don't know. You tell me.
Ohio State's an 89 overall in offense.
The Coriolis effect?
And 96 in defense, averaging out for a 93. That makes sense to me. A 94 equaling 95 doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's the Coriolis effect.
I don't know what that means.
It's the rotation of the earth and the effect it has on weather because we spin the same way.
What does that have anything to do with this?
I don't know, Beam. I'm just making stuff up.
like they are?
Yes. And how it affects weather patterns through the different zones. I don't know. How do you, believe me, 95 and 93 or 94 and 93, how do you get a 95?
Don't know. No idea. Unless their special teams are a ranking 100, then maybe
is that in there?
Bringing
special
the
teams even?
No, that's not. It hasn't been released yet. Maybe it is.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's the secret sauce. Oregon is the number 3 overall team. Bama 4. Texas 5. Clemson actually at number 6.
Why not?
Sure, throw them in there. Notre Dame at 7, LSU at 8, Penn State at 9, Utah at 10. There you go. Top 10 rankings.
That doesn't sound terrible.
No, doesn't sound bad at all.
I think that sounds about right.
Have you checked for carbon monoxide in your house?
Listen, I'm fine. Is that in the chat? Are people over there trying to help us? We have a carbon monoxide detector.
Tyler said could be a carbon monoxide
I tried to get rid of that too.
Just throw it out to the wind. Who cares about safety? Sharky, the winner of our 4-pack of tickets to the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing Nationals. That'd be Tyler from Thornville, winner of the Good Guys tickets. Congrats on him. He decided that, you know what? I needed to be caller number 4, and he got that done. Jackets with a busy draft weekend. Our guy, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda, he was at the Sphere watching it all go down. He's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Remember, though?
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Watch for crews still clearing up a crash from earlier this morning on I-70 eastbound. This is on the west side. The left shoulder is slightly blocked off in those eastbound lanes of I-70 just beyond Hilliard Rome Road. I'm 10 TD's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
We go to war for you. If you've been a bus accident victim, don't suffer in silence. Call attorney Robert Scherger at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU for a free consultation. Know your rights and get results. Visit warforyou.com warforyou.com for more information.
Warforyou.com.
As a local family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing takes great pride in providing great customer experience and quality product to every job they do. From the first phone call to the end of your project, they'll know who you are. Don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Hi, it's me, Little Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. I know, you don't know me yet, but I'm here to let you know that I'm opening up a brand new store in your area, located at Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg, bringing even more of my everyday low prices to the people of Ohio. And if you can't wait, mybobs.com is the quickest and easiest way to get unbeatable furniture prices delivered straight to your home today. That's my brand new Bob's Discount Furniture, coming to Reynoldsburg this summer.
Get Bob's Discount!
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things that you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knee, arthritic pain like I was having in my knee, maybe your hip, your back, your shoulder. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that you can get lasting relief from. QC Kinetics is helping patients like you every day here in Columbus, led by Dr. Ray Tesner. I'm talking about cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Listen, my dad was having knee pain. I was having knee pain. So we went over to QC Kinetics, and they were able to help us out. And 2 years out, I'm still feeling good. My dad can still move around. So learn how QC Kinetics can treat pain and enhance your joints and restore your mobility and give you long-term lasting relief with no downtime. So check them out. Go to 380-208-4544 or head to one of their offices in Dublin, Gahanna, or now the new one that's most recently opened in Grove City.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save with a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This summer, click into easier yard cleanup with same-day delivery from the Home Depot. Click into clearing overgrown grass or weeds with effortless gas-like power. And click into the convenience of a battery platform compatible with over 250 tools with the Milwaukee M18 fuel trimmer, now for just $199. Click into power with 4th of July savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Beamer and Shark love baseball. Bobby wants to murder Rob Manfred with his bare hands. See? A little something for everyone. This is Morning Juice.
Well, it's time. It's going to be here soon. The Schmitz Cardell Jones Celebrity Softball Game. It's coming. Why picnic when you can? Schmitnick. It's presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. When? Saturday, July 20th, 6:30 at Huntington Park. Current players versus the former players of the Buckeyes. You got Cardell Jones, the former player captain, Emeka Ibuka, current player captain. How about this? Family-friendly tickets. They're only $8, folks. They're available today at BuckeyeCruise.com. So go check them out. Tim Hall, Matt Andrews going to be on the call.
Matt will be professional about it.
Well, he'll be excited about it.
Of course he will. He's excited about everything.
He's excitable.
Right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check it with our good friend. He is Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. Back from Vegas, back from the Sphere. Buddy, before we talk about the busy weekend for the team, how was the Sphere live and in person? Looks, to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it was incredibly awesome. And you expected that going in, just kind of seeing a little bit of the videos online, but then you're there and it's like, whoa. It was really neat. And the thing that kind of struck me about it was you see the videos or some of the pictures and stuff, and you're like everyone I talked to is like, oh my God, it almost seems like it's overwhelming, but it really wasn't. It was just such a great venue and a really cool experience, honestly. And I can't imagine it being draft there. It had to be pretty awesome. So I would say it was pretty sweet, to be sure.
So all the drafts do things a little bit differently, Jeff. The teams all currently kind of go to the draft location this year, correct? Like go on out there as opposed to just sending some representatives. And is that going to change in the future?
Yeah, so there is a lot of talk that this may have been the last sort of in-person draft where they do that, where basically everyone, all the general managers, all the scouts, everybody is on the draft floor, and they're in person. Where as opposed to you watch the NFL draft, and you see the war rooms back at the team facilities, and most of the people are there that are making the picks, and then there's a couple representatives, and the players themselves are actually at the draft. There's been some talk the NHL is going to switch to that model. It doesn't appear to be 100% sure, but it seems pretty likely. I think the teams voted to go to that type of thing, so it'll be interesting to see if this changes in the future. I kind of like the in-person draft when everybody is together because it's kind of unique, and no one else does it that way, and it's good to have everybody in one place. I think it kind of leads to the general managers talking more, maybe some more trades and things like that. But I think we'll be, if you do things in your own market, maybe you have a chance to have more fan engagement as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes or not.
Jeff, the mantra this weekend, it seemed, in the draft for the Jackets was just beef. Caden Lindstrom, big dude. And then you draft the defenders 6'2", 6'4", 6'4", 6'7". Is this the way that Don Waddell is kind of constructing this team? Said, you know what, we're full of grit. We want to be a team to grind you down. They drafted some big boys over the weekend, buddy.
Yeah, you can't help but notice it. And I think that as you watch playoff hockey, that size is something that's really important and something that I think over the last couple of years, the Blue Jackets have drafted some good players, but I said going in, it wouldn't surprise me at all if size was something they were focusing on because it's something that they needed to add to the pipeline. Adam Fantilli's a big guy, and David Jiricek's a big guy, and they've got some pretty big guys up and down the lineup over the years, but they've also drafted some guys that aren't quite as big, and so I wasn't terribly surprised to do that, but it was interesting. When we talked to Don Waddell after the draft, and I asked him about it, he joked that he got a text from one of his colleagues and said that they just drafted a basketball team rather than a hockey team. But he said the thing that was more important to him was the fact that all these guys can skate as well. Caden Lindstrom and Charlie Ellick, who is a defenseman, who is the second-round pick. Both of them are listed among the best skaters in the draft. And so if you can have size and you can move out there, then you got a chance. And so the size was a focus, but the skating was an even bigger focus. They weren't going to draft someone who was 6'7" and couldn't move. So that combination, I think, is a pretty good combination, though, and it seems like that's the direction they wanted to go. So
I understand that organizationally they see that as the path, and I'm not going to sit here and say that's right or wrong. What I've always confused by, though, is in every other sport, like if you want to get bigger or quicker or whatever, like that's going to be a conversation you have with the front office and the head coach. So is this something where they're going to backfill the head coach based upon how they want to play?
That's a good question, and it's both the draft right now. You're drafting guys that are not going to play for 3 or 4, or maybe even 5 years.
Yeah, since we go through coaches every 2 or 3, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah, and I think that they've got an archetype for a coach, and that's a question I'm sure you wanted to ask because the Jackets, the only team in the NHL right now that doesn't have a coach. And Don Waddell said, interviews are going to really start in earnest here right now that the draft is over. They want someone that brings structure and accountability, someone who's been an NHL coach. And I'm sure if you're a coach, you're not going to be mad if you walk in and you see some big boys walking through that door, and you see some get off the bus all-stars. And so I think that, any coach is going to be happy if you're adding something like that to the table, I would say.
He is Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Jeff, let's take a second away from the draft and go to the way that this team is currently constructed. It's going to be a way different lineup and roster, it looks like, for opening night. Just to kind of recap everything that happened this weekend, Tex was traded to St. Louis, I believe, for 4th-round pick. Adam Boqvist was put on waivers. He has to clear by noon today, or else they're going to buy out his contract. Jake Bean, Alex Nylander didn't receive qualifying offers. Carson Meyer, Nick Blankenberg out as well. There was a lot there this weekend that Don Waddell was saying, okay, we're just going to turn over this roster where it needs turned over at.
Yeah, it seems that way, and this is, I think, a natural point to do that. And I've said this a couple times over the last couple of years is, 3 years ago when they really kind of committed to a rebuild or whatever they wanted to call it at the time, when you're not necessarily expecting to win, and I know that this last season or two that they wanted to do better than they did, but you had a bunch of young players, and it was essentially tryouts in a lot of cases. They're bringing in guys, and it was a situation where they wanted to see up close and in person whether these guys could play in the National Hockey League. And it was basically a chance to figure out who you feel like you can build around going forward once you get to a point where you feel like you can start making those steps to be a consistent winner. And I think you saw a lot of those decisions made over the weekend. Don Waddell is a fresh set of eyes and stuff like that. But you're also, a lot of these decisions were not made in a vacuum. They were made with the front office, with the pro scouting staff, and in a lot of these cases where, I think you've seen over the last couple of years, they've had so many guys, and part of that's because of injuries, but they've also, it was kind of a chance to really make a decision, get a lot of evaluation done as to whether they felt like they could win with some of these guys or whether they needed to make some decisions. And they just had so many numbers, who are you sticking with? And those decisions are now made. And so it'll be interesting to see going forward. Now we have free agency starting today. I'm sure they're going to, you still need depth, and so they're going to, kind of fill out some things as time goes on, tweak some things, as Don Waddell said. But, you're seeing the decisions, okay, here's the guy we believe in, we're going to build around for the future, and this is who we're going with. And now this weekend was a pretty big time for that to happen for the Blue Jackets.
July 15th, before or after they announce a head coach?
I think definitely before. I think it's going to be over the next couple of days, to be honest with you. It would surprise me by the end of the week, maybe even by the holiday here on the 4th.
Ooh.
So quickly, they're going to get this done. I love it. Jeff, before we get you out of here as well, we know the Jackets with the number 1 pick in their draft, 4th overall, Caden Lindstrom. I mean, there were a lot of teams. I think the Blackhawks were super interested in trying to get him. The Jackets said, no, we don't even want to try that. We're just going to go with the guy. What should we know about Caden Lindstrom, Jeff, because it seemed like he was pretty highly coveted?
Yeah, we talked about it. Big guy to start with. Great athlete, had the ability to score in bunches in juniors this past year, had 27 goals in 32 games before he had some injury issues in the second half of his season. And that was maybe the big question mark about him going into the draft. But, teams were able to look at his medical files, and Columbus felt pretty convinced that he's going to be fine. And so a big guy, a skilled guy, seems like the perfect guy to fit into the lineup with Adam Fantilli, where you now have two big, strong, playmaking, scoring centers that you can build around going forward. And I think that's something that over the years the Blue Jackets have really struggled to feel like they've got elite centers down the middle of the lineup. And if these two guys hit in Fantilli and Lindstrom, you're going to have a 1-2 punch down the middle for years to come that's going to be really, really good. And so a great kid as well. Got a chance to meet him, meet his mom out at the draft. Comes from a small town in British Columbia, and has worked as hard as he could to get where he is. So he'll be at development camp this week. We're at the Ice House, Ohio Health Ice House, Tuesday through Friday on the ice. Get a chance to see these guys up close. But he's big, he's skilled, he can score, and he plays with a mean streak. And I think that's a really good combination for a player coming into the National Hockey League.
Is this a 1 or 2 year process to get him up to the big club?
Probably, I would say 1 or 2 year process. Okay. I don't think he's going to be a guy like Fantilli that's going to probably come in and play right away. He could earn that if he plays well enough, but he's pretty, I think, a little bit younger on the development scale, especially because of the time he missed this past season Wouldn't surprise me at all, certainly this year if he goes back to juniors, and then we'll see from there.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Enjoy Dev Camp. Have a great 4th, and we'll check in again soon, okay?
All right. Good to hear from you, Beamer.
Yep, you too, buddy. Talk to you later. There he goes. Jackets Insider, Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on I-70 eastbound that crews are working to clear up. This is just beyond Hilliard Rome Road on the west side. Expect crews to be blocking that left shoulder as you approach 270. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your Fan traffic.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's a summer savings extravaganza at Kemba Financial Credit Union. You pick how you want your money to grow. Choose a limited time 13-month certificate at up to 5.25% annual percentage yield to lock in your savings with a $500 minimum deposit, or enjoy access to your funds anytime with a money market at 4.75% APY intro rate until October 31st with a $5,000 minimum balance and a $1 million maximum. Visit Kemba.org for details. Restrictions apply. Advantage status required. Federally insured by NCUA.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and have you back on the road before you can count all the change in your center console. Cha-ching, baby. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
America's favorite car show returns to Columbus with a jam-packed weekend of cool cars, cool people, and good times. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all happening July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Cruise on out with your family and friends and check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest classics on display. And don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing action, Nitro Thunderfest, a huge swap meet and vendor midway, live music, family fun, and so much more. It's Ohio's biggest hot rod party of the summer, and it's all going down July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center. Get details at goodcashguide.com.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Whether it's expanding your business, upgrading your equipment, or covering payroll, you can score big with swishfunding.com, the slam dunk solution for your business funding needs. If you have at least $25,000 in monthly revenue and been in business for at least 1 year, qualifying's easier than a layup. We fund up to $5 million in 24 hours. Go to swishradio.com. That's SWISH radio.com. Swishradio.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for plenty of sunshine, high 78. Tonight, look for a low of 56. And then on your Tuesday, look for a lot of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s. Look for the return of showers and storms by the middle of the week. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Bob, Monday, first day of July. It's got you juiced, buddy.
Well, oh, goodness. My son, I think, and my daughter, too. I think they're done with lacrosse for the summer. I know my son is. So, had a nice little finish. They ended up getting third in their tournament. Won in overtime. So, nice little consolation game. And I was happy that, you know, if you're going to finish the season, like, let's finish it on a win.
Mm-hmm.
And the championship game was like an hour later start, so that would have been another hour out of my life that I would have been down there. So got to get back and enjoy the weekend. Friend's birthday here today.
Did you stay down there?
Lebanon? No.
Okay.
Driving back and forth. Being that's like an hour and 20 minutes.
I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on.
I got a good story about it for you, too.
Perfect.
That you'll, on Sunday morning, you'll really enjoy. So, yeah, that had me juiced. 4th of July week, love it. Super excited. Like, I don't know why. Like, last night coming in, like, this isn't a real week of work.
It's not. Yeah, it's a fake week.
It is.
We're working. By the way, we're going to be live on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So we'll be live here at 6 a.m. starting as we would every morning. It kind of doesn't feel like a real week.
No. I mean, the 4th of July is on a Thursday. You got Red, White, and Boom on Wednesday. Nobody's going to be doing anything on Friday.
No.
We'll be live again on Friday. I will not be in. You will, though.
I will be with Austin Ward.
That'll be great. A-Ward Sports.
And we're playing the Marysville Marathon on Saturday.
Good for him. That'll be exciting for him to get rolling and you guys to get that going. But just a very exciting week. And I'm pumped. I mean, 375 days left for Shark. That's total days, Shark. Not even work days.
Oh, man. That's like 250 minus the weekends and PTO.
How about that?
You're cruising along, sir. Cruising along. You got a big birthday coming up next week as well, so we're excited with you for that. Let's listen to this old little Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner.
I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're going to hurt some people. Which car are we going to take?
That's got me juiced today.
Out of the Town. Great movie.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, great movie.
I need some help. Don't ask any questions. We can never talk about it again. This is what's going to happen.
Whose car are we going to take?
I mean, there's
great response.
Not even without hesitation. Ready to rock. You need a friend? Jeremy Renner is the friend that you need. That was a good time. Shark, what Schlegs got to say?
I'm freaking attacking and dominating. You know what I mean? Everything. Business, training, being a husband. Again, dudette, lifestyle, go Bucks, and cancer.
All right. Words to live by. This happened Friday morning, right after we got off the air, but I think it bears mentioning. The U.S. Senior Open held at the Newport Country Club in Rhode Island. And 56-year-old Frank Bensel did something that will probably never happen again in professional golf, mainly because there aren't many golf courses that have par threes on back-to-back holes. But anyway, Bensel aced the 184-yard fourth hole, and then he aced the 208-yard fifth hole, back-to-back holes in one.
I don't know if I've ever played a golf course with back-to-back par threes.
I can't remember one. I've played courses that have like number 9's a par 5 and then number 10's a par 5 to start the back 9, but back-to-back par threes, I don't know of any course that has it.
Do you like a par 3 start out at the Ridge Golf and Gardens where we're going to be playing the Marysville Marathon? That's a par 3 start.
Wow. I hate starting on a par. That would be awful.
It's a little nerve-wracking, too, because you're right next to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
People are puttering around, drinking a couple of beers. There's good room for some Bronx cheers off of first tee box. That's a par 3.
The amazing thing was he had back-to-back eagles, of course, and still finished at 4 over for the round. But the odds for one player to have 2 aces in the same round are 67 million to 1. The odds of aces on consecutive holes are not even known. No sense in trying to calculate it because it just doesn't happen.
You know the fascinating part about that golf course? Do you know why it was in Rhode Island, Shark?
It was the very first USGA event in, what was it, the 1890s or something?
And so yesterday, with the last USGA event that was put on, they were at 1,000. So the U.S. Senior Open was 1,001 in Rhode Island. I thought that was pretty cool for them to do that.
It's still not over because they were suspended again yesterday. They had bad weather all weekend there in Rhode Island, a lot of fog yesterday. So starting at 8 o'clock this morning, they're going to be heading out to the back 9 to finish that one. Also in the Rocket Mortgage Classic over the weekend, Ohio State's Neil Shipley began his professional career this weekend. 67 on Thursday, 68 on Friday. He was in contention, but then over the weekend, he went to 70, 72 to finish in a tie for 20th. But he's now a pro. He can collect, and he gets $113,000. So that's a good weekend of work. And then it was a rough weekend for my Guardians. Dropped 3 of 4 in Kansas City. But yesterday, Jose Ramirez had an RBI double, gave him 620 extra base hits in his Cleveland career, and that ties him with Jim Thome for 3rd place on the franchise's all-time extra base hits list. Beam?
Yeah, that's pretty good, Sharky. One of my favorite baseball players of all time, J-Ram. Not even a Guards fan, but I do love that guy. What's got me fired up? Went to a 1-year-old's birthday party down in Round Town over the weekend. That was fun. William's playing with, those water tables, Bob, that we've got one at home, and he loves water, but he just drinks the water. There's no playing in the water table. And they have these buckets that you're supposed to pour and go crazy with and play in there. And the only thing he does with the bucket is just drink out of it. So that's all he was doing on Saturday. He's by that water table for an hour, just straight drinking water out of there. Kid's filthy, messy, dirty hands in there, and he's just straight lapping it out of there like a dog. So good for him. He's very fired up over the weekend. It's cool for him to get to hang out with some of his 1-year-old peers. That was very fun. So that's got me fired up coming off here. 4th of July week, of course, what you said, Bob. It's not even a real work week, so it's all good. Buckeyes continue to impress on the recruiting trail over the weekend. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are watching crews clear up a crash on I-70 eastbound. This is on the west side, just beyond Hilliard Rome Road. Watch for crews blocking the left shoulder over there. The rest of your Central Ohio roadways looking nice and clear. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
Roof leaks and damage can ruin your business and your reputation. Property management pros trust Legacy Roofing Services, Ohio's leader in commercial roof repair, replacement, and ongoing maintenance. At Legacy, our reputation for fast, reliable, safe, and permanent roofing services for commercial buildings can solve your roofing problems before they become roofing nightmares. Call Legacy Roofing Services today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Know what's tricky? Producing a lot of compelling off-season football content. Know what's not tricky? Continuing to come up with reasons why you should do what I did and call Awaken 180. I dropped 45 pounds in just 10 weeks, and to this day, it's still gone, plus 10 more pounds. Calling it magic is an understatement. Awaken 180 isn't just about losing weight, it's about finding a new balance. Especially with that GLP-1 hormone everyone's talking about. GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180 is the quicker, safer way to adjust what your body needs without relying on daily meds or injections. My doctors are impressed, and honestly, so am I. Awaken 180 is a sustainable change that's backed by more than just my success story. Over 22,000 others share the same success. If your doctor's pushing for another prescription, ask them about GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180. The support doesn't stop when you hit your goal either. Free support for life. Check it out, awaken180weightloss.com. Doctor approved, Austin Ward endorsed.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling.
I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Blue Jackets have placed defenseman Adam Boquist on unconditional waivers. If he clears waivers at noon today, the team will buy out the final year of his contract. Columbus also did not give qualifying offers to Jake Bean and Alex Nylander. They are now unrestricted free agents. In baseball, Kansas City's Seth Lugo became the first pitcher this season to reach 11 wins. Yesterday, he pitched 6 shutout innings, striking out 10 as the Royals nailed the Guardians 6-2. Cleveland dropped 3 of 4 in the series. The Reds and Cardinals split their 4-game series in St. Louis. Yesterday, Lance Lynn pitched 6 shutout innings, giving up just 2 hits and not allowing a Cincinnati runner to reach third base. The Cards blanked the Reds 2-0. Former Cleveland Cavaliers head coach J.B. Bickerstaff didn't stay unemployed long. He was fired by the Cavs in May and has now agreed to a 4-year contract with the Pistons. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us. Almost at hour number 2. It's not. It's 8 o'clock. Monday, Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here at 8:35, Joshua Perry. He's going to round out the program with us as he does every single Monday. Coming up here in about 35 minutes or so. Again, JP going to round out the program with us at 8:35, coming up a little bit later on.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Crew going on the road again. Caleb Porter, coaching New England now. Crew 5, New England 1. Just smoked them right out of the building. 5-1. See, what did they win over the last weekend? 4-0, 9-1 in their last 9 goals in their last 180 minutes. It seems like a pretty good deal for them. Home against Nashville on Wednesday at 6:30. If you're going down to the game, just be aware too, because Red, White, and Boom is happening at the same time. So,
yeah, it's always on the 3rd.
Yep. So if you're going down to the Crew game on a Wednesday, 6:30 start against Nashville.
Here's the good news. If you're going to the Crew game, you're going to Red, White, and Boom.
Yeah, you're staying. You're just staying there.
I don't think there's an option to bifurcate those two experiences.
Unless you park at Grandview Yard and then walk over, then you could get out. But,
that sounds terrible.
Well, that's the only other option, because if you park downtown anywhere, you're going to be stuck.
Yeah. And you're going to have to get down there early, like you said, Beamer.
Yeah, for sure. So Wednesday coming up here against Nashville. U.S. men's national team against Uruguay tonight at 9 o'clock. Need a win against Uruguay. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you're going to have to get a win.
Can they do it, Beam? What are the Vegas odds? Let's look this up.
That's a good point. Let's look up the odds.
By the way, the chat here is.
I saw it. It's popping off.
The chat room, the chat. This is for folks that might be a little younger. Beam, there used to be a thing called, I think it was called ICQ.
I don't know what that is.
They had chat rooms when I was growing up that you'd get in. Before AIM, there was chat rooms.
Okay.
And you'd go in there and you could talk to multiple people and different things. And this is we're 25 years away from that, but now we're back into it.
Yeah, we're back into the
and
chat.
People love it. You can just throw whatever you want in there without recourse, which is pretty amazing.
I liked how Wes...
Shark, you want to read some of the stuff off the chat?
He said, one person said, I'd like to invite to Shark's retirement party, please. I was a fan way before the fan. Arcade Hollywood said, the Shark is retiring. Phil jumped in there and said, is this your first show you've listened to?
Yeah.
Been doing this for almost 4 years.
Since we started, Shark's been counting down his retirement.
Sharky, how's it feel? I mean, you're not technically within 12 months, but you're within 12 months of retiring. You're within almost a calendar year.
Honestly, it could be a year from today.
Don't say that.
It could be July 1st. I think it is the month of your birthday that you can actually retire. Even though I won't be 65 on July 1st of 2025, I might be able to retire on that day.
Get that.
You're not going to talk me out of it either.
Yeah, but you're not going to retire the first. You can't.
Why can't I?
Because we said so.
All right.
I'm gonna hold your pension.
I'm gonna retire on July 1st and then take vacation the last 10 days.
I guess you could technically do that. I got a question for you for next year when you retire. Do you get your full bank of PTO days, or do they do they prorate?
Don't you remember? You got no.
I'm the reason why the system is in place.
Because Beam got hired like mid-year.
I didn't even get hired mid-year. So I had worked here. I was hired in straight away when I was working in college. They hired me as an employee. So I was never an independent contractor. So I had built up a bunch of PTO days from working, but I would never take them, Bob, because I was just working part-time. So I would earn partial hours on my time that I worked. So I accrued all these days. And our old boss, String Bean, I was hired in October. I think it was October. And I had asked him a little bit, later. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be able to take all these days by the end of the year. And at that time, we could only roll over 4 days, I think 4 or 5 days.
At that time, we can only roll 4. We can roll none now.
Yeah, which is terrible. Yeah. That's why we both take the entire month of December off because it's I'm not going to lose my PTO days, so I better use them. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, can I just roll an infinite, however many I have left, can I just roll them over? Because I don't want to take time off during football season. And so he's like, yeah, let me check. And he goes into his office and piddles about for 8 minutes, doesn't check with anyone. And he goes, yeah, that's fine. So in 20, I think it was the year that we got married, Bob. So it would have been 2018. So starting 17, I had 28 days, I think, or 30 days. And then I got my next 25 days. So I had basically
2 months off.
I had 60 days of PTO. And then that next year I could only roll over 5 more days. So I basically had 55 days of PTO that I had to take in this year.
He was gone for the 2 months.
I was gone for 3 weeks around my wedding and then 2 weeks in the month of July. Because I'm there's nothing else I can do. So I was just gone. And then our system just ceased to do that anymore.
Yeah. They fixed it for Beam. I'm like,
they
fixed
the glitch.
He was just never in. I was like, is he still working here? Did he take sabbatical? What happened? It was remarkable.
I had to ask, Yeah. Because I wasn't going to be able to take them. So you don't know what you're going to get in this world until you ask for it.
I don't think he thought that through.
I don't think he thought that through either, because then the show was without a producer for 2 months.
And that was when you were doing who, Bo and James? Or Tim
I would have been. It was with Bo and James. Yeah, It was with Bo and James. Because I remember leading into the wedding, Bo and James were talking about what to do and etiquette.
Oh yeah, how to
all
deal with that.
Stuff.
And it is we're in the throes of wedding season right now.
Oh, we sure are. Yeah.
I enjoy some good.
I got a wedding coming up. Again, so Meredith's cousin is getting married. It's in St. Louis, Michigan State game day, September 28th.
You can't have fall weddings.
They can't. Now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they don't live here. They live down in Charlotte, and she's from St. Louis, so it's not like they live in Columbus and are having a Columbus wedding.
That's her cousin, though?
Yeah, it's her cousin. So, we gotta go. I gotta miss a post game for Sparty. I'm not thrilled about it.
So here's the thing. If you're close enough to ask me to go, you better be close enough to know what's going on in the state of Ohio and what we've got going on.
Agreed. Fully agreed. Ban fall weddings. You want to have them on a Friday in the fall or even a Sunday? That's fine. NFL games are a little bit different. I know you and I, but
Sunday wedding, I'm not trying to be hungover on Monday.
I agree with that. I'm just saying a Sunday would be better than a Saturday.
If you're not going to give me anything to drink at my wedding, then I probably am not going to feel obligated to get you a gift either.
I'm going to a Friday wedding in September.
I think a Friday, I don't know if I've ever been to a Friday wedding. Yes, I have. That's a lie, because I went to back-to-back weddings a couple of years ago. One on a Friday, one on a Saturday.
Look at you.
That was awful. The weddings were lovely.
I haven't been to one in a while where there was just a good bridesmaid speech debacle. There's a couple of those, because I love a good bridesmaid speech debacle. They try to tell 37 inside jokes. None of them hit. They write it all out. They're 45 minutes long, and they're not entertaining. But they usually start crying, laughing. Like, it's just you know what? Why don't you and your friend just go in a corner and have a conversation? Because that's all you really want to do.
I like the relentlessly drunk speeches. Those are all like you have a couple of too many cocktails, and then you start saying things you shouldn't.
Well,
I've been to a couple of those weddings. Those are awesome.
Oh, those are good. I'll never forget my younger two brothers went at each other hard. And so there's four of us. My brother John and I, we're the two oldest. We're each other's best men. And then my younger two brothers rotated. And, it was glorious.
You say it was like a roast, wasn't it?
It was, because my youngest brother, Nate, won at my brother George. And I don't think he realized the fact that George was going to get the mic last, because, dude, you're not married yet. So he's got it after
Roast
you.
master.
And he made some jokes about my sister-in-law. And they grew up together, and he was like really good friends with her brother, and made some jokes about different things. And everyone's laughing. My brother George is sitting there, like, and he's taking it. He's got super laid back, easygoing with all of it, and just laughing and having a good time. But when he got his chance to go at Nate, oh, Lord, it was like a 15-minute roast session. It was tremendous. And my wife's like, is this real? I'm like, oh, yeah, he's like, my brother, I'll give him credit.
He'd been waiting years.
He had.
Years.
It was a real, like, a dish best served cold and repeatedly. And he had the mic, and he worked that room. You would have thought he was Bill Burr up there doing stand-up. It was unreal. And my dad's like, hey, that's enough. Like, I think
they'd play him off. They start the music.
He had it all. He got the mic. He told the DJ. The DJ was scared. He wouldn't have messed with my brother. And I mean, he told a nice story. Had some other shots back and forth, and it was fairly aggressive. But he had everybody laughing. It was rolling.
No tears of sadness or happiness.
No, it was all good. But just usually, the bridesmaids or the maid of honor, it's just. They write it all out. And I would tell people this. If you're not a good speaker, do not drink, write it. And brevity is the key to the soul. Mm-hmm. Keep it short, very short. Because if that's not what you do, don't do it. Now, if you're someone that's a little more skilled, and that's why you always have the maid of honor go first. Especially because usually, like most guys I've seen are better at this because they're going to make jokes and be entertaining. And it's not going to be, it'll start warm. It'll have some good jokes in between.
I think some of the best speeches that I've heard have been maid of honor. One that I was at talked about like murder rates across like spouses, and I'm like
now listen,
I was like cackling.
Maybe this is just anecdotally for me. That's awesome though. Yeah. Oh, the murder rate, like that's tremendous about like how to.
Yeah, so there's a 13% chance. It wasn't like 13%. She's like, there's a 51% chance that this marriage doesn't last, and there's a 3% chance that one of you will kill the other one.
That is now.
I was
now I can get behind that.
That was a really good one.
That's good stuff.
Shark, did you do a speech at Megan's wedding?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you do?
No notes.
No, you just went up there.
You've been in media forever.
I know.
You've been on the radio. What do you mean no notes?
It was 12. In rehearsal, my own rehearsal, it was 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
And I was like, okay, I got to cut some of this.
Did Jan start clapping you off in the background when you were
like writing a Sports Center script?
I went 9 solid minutes.
Perfect.
Had the whole thing memorized.
You memorized it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's 9 minutes is a lot.
I know.
It is a lot. I'm trying to remember.
To say about my daughter.
I mean, you were paying for it, so I always say that the father, you get
carte blanche.
You can do whatever you want. If you want to take a leak in the punch bowl, you have the ability to do that.
About 3 years later, Josh, my son Josh, said to me, "Dad, that was the best speech ever at a wedding." I was like,
"Really?
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that."
You should say, "Hey, I'll try to do a better one for your second one.
Not doing another one. I know I'm going to have to give a speech, a eulogy at my mother's funeral, and I've already started thinking about that one.
That's good.
She keeps having accidents every other week. So I know that's the next one, and I'm going to have to try to be funny at that, because if I get a little somber, I might start crying. But you know what? She's 87 on the 4th of July, so it's going to be a celebration of life, Bob.
And it'll be a real celebration for you not having to do yard work anymore out there.
There you go.
You got to work that in there. It's been a great 87 years with Mom.
Hated to see her go, but at least I don't have to come up to Ashland.
But now I don't have to see my chiropractor once a week to get my back realigned.
Oh my God! How do you even practice that, Shark?
I think of all the funny things that she did. One time I was laying on the living room floor watching TV, and I don't know what I said to her. I can't imagine, because I was such a good kid. I was about 15 years old, and anyway, she kicked me.
Did she burn a cigarette out in your back?
She kicked me in the back.
Nice.
Right in the spine, and I started laughing, and she broke her toe. But she wouldn't go to the doctor because she didn't want to tell the doctor how she broke her toe.
CPS will be coming for you.
Yeah, I unfortunately bumped it on the corner of a door. That's what I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty good, Sharky. There's a quick way for the NFL to make back its $14 billion in lost revenue with their Sunday ticket court case. We'll get into that next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Monday to you. A crash we are watching on the west side on I-70 eastbound has cleared up. However, we are watching a crash on I-670 westbound. The left shoulder slightly blocked off just beyond Leonard Avenue due to a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to the plus side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party. Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further. Become a member today and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
America's favorite car show returns to Ohio for the biggest hot rodding event of the year. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing Nationals, and it's all taking place July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Check out thousands of chrome and candied hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the huge swap meet and vendor midway and see which rides take home the crown of the Good Guys 2024 Classic Instrument Street Rod and PPG Street Machine of the Year. It's all happening July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center, and you don't want to miss it. Get complete details at good-guides.com.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments, so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Hi, it's me, Little Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. I know, you don't know me yet, but I'm here to let you know that I'm opening up a brand new store in your area, located at Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg, bringing even more of my everyday low prices to the people of Ohio. And if you can't wait, mybobs.com is the quickest and easiest way to get unbeatable furniture prices delivered straight to your home today. That's my brand new Bob's Discount Furniture, coming to Reynoldsburg this summer.
Get Bob's Discount! If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Wednesday night at 8 on The Fan.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony to start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today, going 78 for the high. Tonight we drop down to the middle 50s, and then on your Tuesday, look for plenty of sunshine, highs near 90. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Beamer is tweeting about Formula One.
Oh, hells yes.
Bobby is tweeting Rick Springfield concert video. Both are a cry for help.
This is one twisted mother.
This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment, 8:35, Joshua Perry. He's going to join the program, see how he's prepping for the 4th of July. He's going to spend all day basically just out on the grill. Dad life.
Oh, those cured meats.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll be, Shark, that'll have to be a fan poll this week. I mean, favorite thing to grill 4th of July. We got brats, dogs, burgers.
Glizzies.
Chicken, I don't know. We can figure something else out.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
In there. I mean, are you a fireworks guy, yes or no? Fireworks guy or gal? Someone in the chat, our guy, John Goodspeed, Stanley Goodspeed's brother.
Or Joe.
Or Joe, yeah. Sorry, John. Joe, apologize. But yeah, he goes, wasn't Schlegel's wedding dry? And it was.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
How did that work?
Yeah. Because let me tell you how it worked. It didn't work.
But we can check in with him tomorrow, too, about this.
I'm going to tell you, yeah, we'll talk about it. So it was, AJ and I had just met him. Well, I just met him. He'd been here for about a year. I guess it had been a full year that we had known him, but he invited us after like 4 or 5 months. It's on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's after the season, and we go out there, and this is before NIL stuff. So I remember
What year is this?
This would have been 2004.
Okay.
So he's been married it was their 20-year anniversary this year. And so they get married. We fly out to Dallas. His dad paid for the flights. My dad paid for the hotel. And that was their trade-off. We didn't have any money, man. Flying somewhere to do this. And we had one of our friends from college and his dad, Uncle Wet. And first of all, he's like, oh, it's always warm in Dallas. It was like 40 degrees there. The day we left, it was like 65. I didn't even bring a winter coat. We were freezing. So we go there, and we knew it was going to be dry.
Oh, so, I mean, at least you knew it going in.
Knew when we got there. It wasn't like I knew that when we accepted.
Okay.
And that was like, this was kind of our first friend getting married.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're in college.
We were 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't even 21 yet. No,
well,
maybe
every wedding should have been dry.
No,
for you
we had just turned 20. We had just turned 21. That's what it was. AJ turned on January 6th, Insurrection, AJ's birthday day, together. The great holiday.
And you August 1st.
August 1st, so yes, we had just turned 21. Oh, I remember because we snuck booze onto the plane because we didn't have any money. That was back when you could bring liquids through. We took 2 Gatorade bottles and filled them up, like 60-ounce Gatorade bottles, and filled them with vodka and brought them on the plane with us. And I think we blended down some Gatorade in there with it, but it was not very much.
enough to give it that blue hue.
So it's like, man, dude, we can drink on the plane now. But I'm like, dude, the drink's probably crazy expensive. So we I think we split a fifth between 2 Gatorade bottles and then drank it on the flight. It was terrible. Great idea at the time. Worked out well. But anyway, we get there. And so we knew it was going to be dry. It's like, all right, like in college, I had a number of flasks for just different reasons. That was like every one of my friends and I, for graduation gifts, we all got each other like customized flasks.
Yeah, as you do.
And birthday, like whatever. And so we got a couple of flasks, loaded them up. And I even got like one of the big plastic ones, like, oh, the volume is so much better. So we go to Target beforehand, buy everything, fill it up. So we go there and it's dry. And so we're getting some pop and then filling them up.
Yeah.
And someone saw one of Schlegs. So we were the only 2 guys from Ohio State that came. There was about 7 or 8 of Schlegs' buddies from the Air Force who were like just as I was like, man, I thought you guys were
spending their weekends in the room remembering ketchup barcodes.
Yes. But they're like degenerates like Schlegs. Not quite to that, some of them. They were all about the same. But then when they found out we had alcohol, I was like, listen, they're like, hey, come on. It's like, listen, dude, I brought enough for me plus a little more, and so did, but we didn't bring enough. I'm
not to supply you.
Not a camel. Like, this isn't for the whole crew. And then next thing you know, I got his dad coming over. And Raj is like, hey, where'd you get that? I'm like, I had to leave the reception and go running back across the street to the liquor store to get some more. I'm like, Schlegs, I got your dad mooching off of me.
At least he got married next to a liquor store.
Well, it wasn't next to. It was like, it wasn't far. But it was always crazy because, then 2 years later, I'm drafted to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And to then go there, and I remember I'm like, of course, she wasn't with me. And we just started dating. We'd been on dating for a little bit at that time. But I was like, I think Schlegs got married in that building over there. And she's like, well, you don't remember? I'm like, I had no idea what the city was. Like, we just went to a place and went up in this building.
May as well drop me on Mars.
100%. It could have been anywhere. But I'm like, after kind of triangulating all that stuff, I'm like, we did go to Gillies one night and hung out down there. I'm like, I remember that. Because Schlegs is like, oh, you got to go to the honky tonks downtown and do this stuff. So we did all that. But I'm like, yeah, I think we went to, that was where it was. Yeah, it was dry. And then I had to freaking supply alcohol basically to all of his Air Force buddies, me and AJ.
It's terrible.
It was an awful. I envisioned it. And then we left pretty early because I ran out. Like,
what else am I supposed to do?
We got bled out. I'm like, all right, dude, I love you, Schlegs. We're going to go to the bar. Have a good time.
Is that when you went to the honky tonk?
Love you, Steph. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's a lot of it's a blur. But it was pretty. The only thing I remember is it being really cold. And Schlegs telling us how hot it was in Texas all the time. He's like, bro, it'll be warm. And like, literally, we're leaving Sunday, driving to the airport, and it's like 60 then. I'm like, nice. Thanks
a lot.
Thanch a lot, Dallas.
Cold
This is
and
the crap
dry.
you give us. Yeah.
That's all we got. So the NFL might have to come up with $14.088 billion. That would equal $440 million per team that they're going to have to do because of the Sunday ticket lawsuit that came out. Can't do that. Can't say, oh, you got to buy a whole league pass. You can't just watch your team. So they're going to be on the hook for almost 15, well, not almost 15, $14 plus billion. There's a quick fix in this solution, and that would be the NFL. It's one of the most guaranteed things that's going to happen is that they will go to an 18-game schedule.
At some point, this will probably expedite that process.
Yeah.
It will accelerate it somewhat to get this done because these owners, they don't want to have to put all that money. Even if they appeal it, and they might be able to get it dropped to some level, they're going to have to pay something. But they all have to, Albert Breer told us, they have to escrow all of those dollars during appeal. And that's basically 2 years worth of salary cap dollars. That's a lot. It's almost a whole year worth of league-wide revenue, not profit, revenue. So yeah, it's suboptimal from that standpoint. It'll expedite them probably getting to that 18-game schedule sooner rather than later. How they do it, do they expand into Labor Day? I don't know. It's been 20 years, 24 years since they played in Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
I think they like the idea of pushing it back and then taking it right into President's Day weekend for the Super Bowl.
Almost wonder, too, if there's going to be 2 bye weeks, which the players will for sure be for.
Yeah.
If there's 2 bye weeks, it may be a Labor Day start and a President's Day finish.
Yeah, you could do both. I like Labor Day being for college football.
I do, too.
I like the current setup.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like all over the map.
I just don't know how they would do. the 2 bye weeks, everybody, it sounds great. But the thing is, it gets pretty slim. You got to remember now, there's a Monday night game, Thursday night game, Sunday night game. So you're taking those 3 off the table with 6 teams. You put another 4 to 6 teams on bye weeks twice. Your Sunday slate gets pretty thin, and the networks may not enjoy it all that much.
Joshua Perry is going to get ready for the 4th of July week with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on I-670 westbound. This is right near Leonard Avenue. The left lane slightly blocked off as crews work to clear that up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
You've heard my promise to you before, but I'll say it again. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians will always come through for you when you need us to. It doesn't matter if it's restoring cooling, heat, or plumbing. We'll get there when you need us and fix the situation right then and there. Unfortunately, though, there is one situation where we can't get your cooling or heat working again, and that's when the power goes down. If that happens, there's nothing we can do to restore comfort to your home at that time. What we can do is install a whole home backup generator ahead of time. That way your home will remain an oasis of cool comfort or warmth and light, Wi-Fi, and all the comforts of civilization. And since the point of a backup generator is to come through with power when you need it, we also provide full service and maintenance for your Eco-installed generator. So you know your backup generator will be as reliable as Eco. Want that added reassurance for your home? Call us
at geteco.com. Swimming is a great way to exercise and spend time with family and friends. Always swim with a buddy, keep an eye on children, and be prepared in an emergency if there is no lifeguard on duty. The next time you go to the pool, be water smart and know where the safety equipment is located. Complete the Ohio Department of Health Safety Equipment Scavenger Hunt and learn more about pool safety at odh.ohio.gov/swim. Have a safe swim.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. We can help ensure you'll have a reliable income stream in retirement, locking in gains and avoiding downturns in the market. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Want to see some football players try to play softball? Join us for Schmidt's Cardale Jones Charity Softball Game.
Why picnic when you can schmidnick? And presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. The Fan.
We go to war for you. At Sugar Schnarr Trial Attorneys, we're passionate about your rights. Whether it's a slip and fall, a dog bite, or a motorcycle accident, we're on your side. Call 877-WAR-FOR-YOU for a free consultation or visit warforyou.com and let us fight for your rights. That's 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com.
War for you, warforyou.com.
Listen up, gamers. Mountain Dew has always been your go-to for a refreshing citrus kick. Now it's also your go-to for gaming rewards. With Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards, you just look for codes under the caps of specially marked 20-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew. Enter those codes online to bank points, and then redeem them for awesome gaming gear. Everything from gift cards, game copies, controllers, consoles, custom Mountain Dew gaming gear, and more. Join Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards now.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at mountaindewgaming.com and 2525. Voter prohibited.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Ooh, what a dinger. Man, I miss our days playing ball, but ever since I turned 40, just thinking about taking a lap around the bases makes me tired.
You ever think lower testosterone is the issue?
What are you saying?
After 40, the body has less testosterone, impacting your drive. That's why guys like me take Nugenix Total T to keep their energy up.
Nugenix really works for you?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I feel great. Getting up early for workouts. I'm focused, energized, getting things done at work, in the gym. I even feel more passionate in my relationship.
How do I give Nugenix a try?
Send them a text for a complimentary bottle.
Text CASH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 321-321. That's CASH to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Monday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline check with our good friend. He is Joshua Perry. JP, happy Monday, buddy. Always appreciate the time. How are you getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July out there in Chicago?
Well, probably making a Costco run here later in the week. Got to get some dogs and some other stuff to throw on the grill. Got an email late last week that we will have the 4th of July off, which is really nice. So be able to post up a little bit and enjoy the day.
What's it like in Chicago? I mean, you're lifelong, Central Ohio resident outside of your playing career, and generally, I'm sure you're probably back here most of the times in the summer. I mean, what are the activities? What's going on in the Windy City for you?
So it's really intriguing here. So once a week they do fireworks here in the city at Navy Pier.
Really?
So people you get to enjoy the fireworks. A lot of fun there. Great if you have young children, people visiting town. They do it on Wednesday. So Wednesday is the 3rd of July. They will not be doing fireworks on the 4th because they have the weekly fireworks on the 3rd. And it's a big thing around here. People are a little bit miffed about that they won't move the fireworks one day. I'd say it's the 3rd of July anyway. You're already in the holiday mood. You know you're not going to work the next day. Stay up, watch fireworks, have a couple libations, and call it an evening. So, it's typical Chicago. It's probably going to be pretty busy around here, but I love the hustle and bustle of it. Just no fireworks the evening of the 4th of July. If you want those, you probably got to go out to the burbs.
But yeah, that's how they do it too. I mean, here in Columbus, because Boom is on Wednesday. That's our fireworks show. And then whether you live, in like Dublin or Powell or Arlington, wherever, like I'm pretty sure they each do one on the 4th as well. I mean, can you see them from your place, JP, or do you have to go down to the pier to see them?
No, so at my old apartment, we used to be able to see them. We were right there. It was great. Can't see them nearly as well from here, but we can actually see, if we're on the amenities space, we can see the fireworks that are going on in the burbs if you got the right angle, which is really nice. And then the other thing that was nice about, being in Columbus is there was always somebody's uncle who thought that he should be like a firework technician.
Yes, that's Bobby.
Yeah, and so you would get to see the makeshift fireworks show. Just hope that nobody had a JPP incident where they're looking for their fingers anywhere. But we don't get as much of that around here.
Yeah, the big city, people are more sophisticated. Columbus, Joshua, I mean, pulling folks in from all walks of life from all across the state. So you get some people like myself who grew up doing this and still enjoy it and think that it should be a celebration to be had by all. One of the things that I heard you say that I didn't realize that you had moved within the city of Chicago. Now, I remember you moving up there. We talked about you moving in. What is an urban move, like apartment to apartment, like in a city that's as large as Chicago?
Well, it's a good question to ask Madison because I was at the office for the duration of the move. So I helped pack some boxes. We got a truck for some of the bigger stuff. And then the thing that I discovered when I moved here, which was phenomenal, is this app called TaskRabbit. And you can call, basically you send out a signal in the app, and then somebody will come over on an hourly rate, and they will do things like, if you need to put up a light, for example, somebody who can do that will help you. And they have people, of course, that are like, hey, I'm willing to move any of your things, and you can call a couple people and they'll come together and start moving your stuff. So we utilize that. One of the bigger issues when it comes to moving is the parking situation, the street situation. Like my building that I'm in right now is still pretty new. And so we have people that are moving in all the time. And the loading dock, like the truck will back in, but half the time the truck's hanging out of the dock. And so it's a little bit of a traffic issue there. That's probably the biggest thing about moving in the city.
Was she pregnant at the time that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on the TaskRabbit as a task doer as well, JP? I mean, you seem like a handyman.
Well, I thought about picking up a side hustle. Just enough is never enough for your boy. love working. No, I'm not on there. I'm really not that handy. That's why I downloaded the app. And I just want to clarify, she was pregnant, but we did have the people there to help her. So a lot of it was directing traffic. It wasn't like I was like, hey, lift all these heavy boxes while you have a child inside of you. So I just want to make sure all the people out there understand that. It was more that she was managing the move and not actually active within the move.
Oh, that's good. I mean, yeah, administration, it's more Maddie's style than maybe getting your hands dirty in there. Giving the directions, Joshua. I know that she does a great job of that with you, so I'm sure she did a great job navigating everything. When you were in college at Ohio State, the guys right now, they get the 4th of July. They have this week off with the mix, so everybody's either, hanging out back at home, maybe they went on vacation. What was this week like for you? Did Mick give you the full week off back then?
I can't remember. It never really felt like we ever got a full week off, and that could just be my memory slipping on me. But, as you mentioned earlier, Central Ohio guy, like anytime we had a week off, spring break's a great example. I never really did like a spring break trip, so I would just be in the city. I'd go back to my parents' house and stay there, but I would typically like drive down to the Woody and, get a little workout and run around, maybe watch some tape. So the time off was good because you didn't have a schedule. You could do things on your own time. I think a lot of guys have trouble disconnecting, so they stay occupied. I think it really is better for guys who are from out of town because they can go and there's nothing that is enticing them to come to the Woody and feel like they need to be busy. So hopefully, they can catch their breath. Like the one thing about summer is with the free time, if you're not great at disconnecting, you can get a little bit too connected, I guess. And so I think this is good for the guys to just be able to catch their breath a little bit before they hit this stretch run of the summer training.
He is Joshua Perry with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Bob has long said, like, after the 4th got over, there was this, like, pit in your stomach that you knew that it was basically over all the way until, January when the season was over. JP, did you have that feeling in your gut, like, once you got past the 4th of July?
Oh, yeah, no, it's done. I mean, these guys they're going to finish up their summer training. And then they've got training camp. They'll be moving into, I don't know if they still do the hotel. We used to move into the hotel, and that was basically like, all right, game's over. Like, you thought you had friends and you thought you had a social life. That is over. It's time to go win football games. So, like I mentioned, I think it's really good for, guys to be able to press pause and to get their mind right a little bit before this because it gets super serious. It gets ramped up. And the thing that these guys are up against this year, there's expectations every year, but, folks are talking about, if it's not a national title this year, did they fall short of expectations? And that's a really difficult thing to have to reconcile with, and it starts early. So they have to build that mentality as well when they get back of what goes on in the building is the only thing that matters, and all that outside noise and the talking heads and, former players, whatever the case is, like, you can't worry about any of that stuff. You got to make sure that you're on top of your A game every day you come in the building so you can win all the games you're supposed to win.
All right, Joshua, we got a chance to sit down and talk with our guy Devin Brown, Ohio State quarterback, this week on our show, the Bobby Carpenter Show on YouTube. And what is there one takeaway that you maybe had from talking with him over 20, 25 minutes?
I'll say this just in general about the guys that we've had on this summer. And, Bobby, I appreciate you having me on the show there. But it's an impressive group. Like, every guy that we've had, I walk away and I say, dang, these guys are the right type of people. It's no surprise why expectations are high because of what they are as players. But as you get to talk to them, they do a really good job of being representatives of the university. In Devin's case, it was an up-and-down year last year. Like, there were some moments, I think, to be excited about. But, he was in the quarterback battle, and then he was banged up for some of the time that we got to saw him, which was really unfortunate. And I think the thing about him is none of that stuff matters to him. He wants to compete all the time. And through the course of our conversation, he mentioned competition, 10, 12 times. And I think that's a part of it. For him and his journey. And he's a guy who could have looked at the portal. I think a lot of guys in this situation would have. And he said, no, I want to be here, and I want to be a guy who's seen as a leader on this team, a connector of people, and ultimately I want to play quarterback at The Ohio State University. And I think hearing that and understanding the amount of competition there is at every position, I think that's reflected through a lot of the team. That's what's going to make those guys good in the fall. And so it was great to hear it from a dude who's been in the middle of competition his whole career at Ohio State.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Yeah, enjoy the 4th of July, guys. Thanks for having me.
Here goes Joshua Perry with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to reveal our fan poll coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on I-670 westbound. This is right near Leonard Avenue. The left lane slightly blocked off as crews work to clear that up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
The best of rivals, the best of two leagues meet again this summer. MLS versus Liga MX face off in the 2024 MLS All-Star, starting Sunday, July 21st. After a weekend of soccer celebrations, MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T will come to Lower.com Field on Tuesday, July 23rd, featuring MLS All-Stars versus Liga MX All-Stars as they show off the best of their skills. The two teams will match up once more at the 2024 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Target on Wednesday, July 24th. For more information on tickets and events, visit MLSsoccer.com/All-Star.
As a local family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing takes great pride in providing great customer experience and quality product to every job they do. From the first phone call to the end of your project, they'll know who you are. Don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and get you back on the road in less time than it takes to get over from the express lane to the exit ramp. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Know what's tricky? Producing a lot of compelling off-season football content. Know what's not tricky? Continuing to come up with reasons why you should do what I did and call Awaken 180. I dropped 45 pounds in just 10 weeks, and to this day, it's still gone, plus 10 more pounds. Calling it magic is an understatement. Awaken 180 isn't just about losing weight, it's about finding a new balance, especially with that GLP-1 hormone everyone's talking about. GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180 is the quicker, safer way to adjust what your body needs without relying on daily meds or injections. My doctors are impressed, and honestly, so am I. Awaken 180 is a sustainable change that's backed by more than just my success story. Over 22,000 others share the same success. If your doctor's pushing for another prescription, ask them about GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180. The support doesn't stop when you hit your goal either. Free support for life. Check it out, awaken180weightloss.com. Doctor approved, Austin Ward endorsed.
The Buckeye Show.
What were you guys yelling on the Braxton play? The payback game against
You know what
Virginia
I said?
Tech?
Well, everybody said, he's back. He's back. That's what everybody was saying.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save with a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for plenty of sunshine, high 78. Tonight, look for a low of 56. And then on your Tuesday, look for a lot of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s. Look for the return of showers and storms by the middle of the week. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
We are on the Juicer, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Healthy, leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Bo with a special guest in today, co-hosting with him. I see him out here wandering the halls. The great Tim May will be co-hosting with Uncle Bo today.
It's going to be tremendous.
It's going to be great.
Excited for that.
How many times will Bo be digressed?
We'll just call it the digression.
Yeah. The 3 hours.
The true digressions with Tim May. And then also on Wednesday, you'll be joined by Jack Sawyer at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
Excited. Pick North alum and current Ohio State defensive end. Excited to talk with him a little bit. Should be a good time.
See what he's got going on for the 4th of July as well.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Jack probably does it responsibly, but I bet he has some friends, and he's been around plenty of amateur fireworks shows in his life.
Oh, of course, man. He's from Pickerington. He's been around plenty. You almost got a flange blown off a couple of years ago.
By a flange in my face.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny, I've got a friend who actually did get hit in the face and lost his eye. I don't know if that's funny, haha. He laughs about it now. Rothman knows him too, and he hates it when he sends Rothman the picture of like the aftermath of what his eye looked like.
Does he do that just to like torture him?
Rothman hates it. He's like, don't. Oh, it's no.
That's my face.
Yeah, and so I'm like, well, he's got a glass eye. And he got hit in the face with a firework.
Just be careful this week.
And so like, it's funny. I'm like, should I feel okay joking about this? And then he sent me this video. He goes, yeah, this is right before it happened. And literally the opening line is to his friend, hey, hold my drink. As he goes in, he's like, what do you think? I did this to myself sober? Of course not. I mean, it's like the famous last words.
Be careful.
That always happened. He's like, hey, did you hear the audio on it? I'm like, yes, I did. I knew exactly what you were passing over. And basically, if you wouldn't have showed me that, I would have known how that movie ended anyway.
Any wisdom that you have, just use it on Thursday.
Yes.
Or on Wednesday. Or on Friday.
I always tell people, if you're going to light off fireworks, I taught my kids this. We're going to light whatever it is, the lighter. I prefer that you use a nice grill lighter with the extension, preferably one of the butane ones that has a little flame on there.
Yep.
You light it, you take a knee, and then you extend away from it, and then you extend the flame to the wick. You don't look over top of it and then try to light it and then back out. That's a terrible, terrible way to do it. I do have a process for this beam. I've been doing it for many years.
Well, you're a grizzled vet.
Yeah, I mean, I thankfully still have all my appendages. You know, they're still there. At that one time, when I almost broke my own rule because I always say, making the show better is not worth something bad happening. And so I had a number of canisters I was doing. One wasn't lighting because I didn't have my butane. I was just using a normal flame. Kept blowing out on me.
It's just like a normal Bic lighter?
Yeah, and it just freaking went out. Like one of them went off when the other, I was still trying to light the others. So I had 3 of them. I had a full 5 series. It's going to look pretty awesome, dude.
The best part, too, is the doorbell cam that you showed me. Scatter shot, man. By the way, so the USA plays Uruguay tonight at 9 o'clock.
Are we going to get the dub, Beam?
So, according to FanDuel, the U.S. is plus 150. Uruguay's plus 190. So they are favored in this game.
That's remarkable.
I can't believe that. Uruguay's just been kicking butt all over the place.
Is my math on this right, Shark? I mean, it's the 249th birthday of America coming up.
That's right, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, let's kick off 250 the right way.
I agree.
By winning whatever this cup is, the Western Cup.
Copa.
The Copacabana Cup.
Yeah, Copacabana Cup. You want to make sure that you get that done. So I don't know what's going to happen tonight. So then you get...
Think of the celebrations next year. 250 years.
Think about you're
of
right.
the Republic.
Well, that's in... Yeah.
Next year.
Well, it's 2024 now, right?
Yeah.
1976.
2 years.
2 years, not 75,
I was
76. Yes.
saying, like, that math isn't mathing.
It's not.
Shark's
Gosh.
not even going to celebrate the 250th.
Why not?
Not with us, you're not. You're going to be celebrating by yourself. You're going to be in retirement.
I didn't celebrate the 200th with you, and I remember that very well.
Well, you celebrated the 246th.
He wasn't even alive for the 200th, and neither was I.
No.
I was too.
I said Beam and I.
Oh.
The bicentennial.
Gotcha. Uruguay. Beamer, is that against the goals? In other words,
What do
there's
you
no
mean?
way that one team can be plus 150 and one be plus 190 unless somebody was favored by a goal and a half.
No, this is just straight. This is just
straight up.
Yeah, straight up. Plus 150 for the U.S. A tie is at plus 220, and Uruguay
Yeah,
is
because you
plus
also have
190.
the tie in there, too.
Yeah, because you have the wild card with the tie, so
That
no
doesn't
team
make sense. Is that on FanDuel?
Yeah.
I'm going there right now.
Who are you going to bet on? The
Uruguay.
Americans or the
Uruguay?
Okay. Known hater of America.
No,
sure.
I'm not a
Betting against
hater.
The US
I
during
just
4th of July week.
He's going to hedge with his heart.
You told me what Uruguay did last
Yeah, they're
week.
good. They're really good. They're really good. They beat the hell out of Panama
They know
and
they're
Bolivia.
good. They're overconfident.
Well, they're through to the next round, so you might
Maybe
not
they're mailing it in.
you might not see their strongest lineup. You may see the rest
That's okay.
tonight.
I'll take a slump buster to get you through, Beam.
I love to. We played. I forget where the first game was at. Jerry World maybe, and then the last game was down in Atlanta. This game is in Kansas City. It's at Arrowhead. They're like, we want to play it right here in the Midwest. We're going to play this game at
Do
Arrowhead
we
Stadium.
have any of these in Ohio?
Copa games? No, we're not a site. We're not a site for the World Cup. They're doing like a test run
How are we not,
for the World
by the
Cup in
way?
2026.
It's the only place. There's only a handful of cities where you can get America versus Mexico or any Western Hemisphere team and get all Americans there.
True,
or mostly.
yeah.
You have to do it in a very middle American area.
Well,
that's away from all big, like massive, major coastal cities.
The way that this works, so in order to host these tournament games, these stadiums have to be up to some sort of like FIFA/UEFA standard, and we don't have that.
Beam. All you got to do is pay the guys off.
You're exactly right.
What are you talking about? Like,
how great would that have been if they came around in 2026 with a World Cup game in the Horseshoe?
They have to build it up and put the grass in, which I think would have been tremendous.
I think they would have done that pretty easily.
Yeah.
I mean, you got City and Chelsea coming here at the end of the beginning of next month.
That would have been worth it. All you got to do is pay those guys off.
Yeah, just a couple $100 million, man, right to the bank account. You're going to be good. Before we get out of here today, our daily fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What's your favorite part of the 4th of July holiday? Fireworks, cookouts, parades, or celebrating our forefathers and our independence?
Watching Independence Day while celebrating Independence Day.
What about watching National Treasure? Would
like
that count as a 4th of July movie?
I think so. I think you put that in the 4th of July bucket.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
But for
Second one, good too, by the way.
both of them are really good.
Solid.
They
Really
said, I heard
solid
they're
movie.
making a third one, Nick Cage. He's coming back.
Is he?
Yeah. I'm almost positive on that.
It's the cookouts for me. Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene on a big Tuesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Bo and Timmy May up next. They'll be on till noon. We are back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear up a crash on I-670 westbound. This is right near Leonard Avenue. Watch for crews as they block off the left lane over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
The Alabama Crimson Tide are 14-1 to win the national championship this season. That is their worst preseason national championship odds since 2008, Nick Saban's second season when they were 60-1. Alabama's plus 124 to make the 12-team playoff this season and has the fourth best odds to win the SEC at plus 750. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Hey, it's Anthony for the Good Feet store. 3 words for me, pain-free summer. Spent probably 30 hours walking around the Memorial Tournament and felt awesome with my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store in my everyday kicks. Sure, every now and then we all get random foot pain from pickleball or golf or just being a human being. Having my personally fit arch supports in my shoes has made a massive difference. And even right after I put them in, Didn't take long to feel much more supported and aligned, and it's so easy to just move them into any pair. Before I had them, I dreaded being on my feet for any length of time. Well, you have nothing to lose but the pain, as they say. It's a free fitting and test walk. Try them for yourself. See the difference it can make. It did for me. And best of all, you can wear them home. 2 locations on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road, or schedule an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet Store, America's arch supports experts.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Hey, all you investors out there, I've got something you'll want to hear. There's an asset class you likely have never considered, yet it's outpaced the S&P 500 by 64% for nearly the past 30 years. I'm talking about blue chip contemporary art. Fine art investing used to be limited to the ultra wealthy, but thanks to Masterworks Advisors, you can now get in on this incredible asset class. Just text WEALTH to 200-300 right now to skip the waitlist and unlock exclusive access to the blue chip contemporary art market. Masterworks Advisors make it easy for you to invest in shares of multi-million-dollar arts from greats like Banksy, Basquiat, and Picasso. Text the word WEALTH to 200-300 and unlock your access to fine art investing. Text WEALTH to 200-300.
This advertisement relates to the provision of advisory services by Masterworks Advisors LLC and is not intended to offer or solicit investment in any securities. Masterworks Advisors is affiliated with Masterworks. ART versus S&P is based on data from 1995 to 2023.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com or check them out at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Broadcasting from the